they were paying people to spread. You know what I mean? Like since apparently there were no like rules about what any of the people could say, then like how are they being accused of spreading Russian propaganda? Like just having like Russians invest in your company doesn't seem like it should be illegal or enough to get your company shut down. Like there should have to be some sort of evidence that it's actually like a espionage related. Yeah. Well, it's just like it's not even that so much. It's just like, how does this doesn't make any sense if there's like no rules about what anybody can post. So like they're literally allowed to just post anything they want. Like, how were they spreading propaganda? Like, that's the part I'm just baffled by, and I want to see how it plays out in court. Oh, right on. I'm still checking the
It's very important.
Oh, you didn't know that? That's kind of old news, though.
Oh, no. I know that. Oh, I've known that for a very long time.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought that was old news. Yeah, I thought that was like a really common knowledge thing for a while. It was like...
Yeah, no, there's a lot of people that did not know.
Ben so I'm going into any chat. Weirdly good-looking sister, too, God. Or something like that.
Yeah, she looks very much like Ben Shapiro's sister with gigantic tits.
Yeah, like those are the two sisters that were like... Suddenly everybody was like, holy shit, they're super hot, but their, siblings are, they're kind of lame. It's like, all right, y'all are weird.
Yeah. No, I was just posting in one of the lefty chats that I like to frequent and disagree with people, but that are relatively friendly and not insane. Yeah. I was just posting all that in there. And I put that part in. I'm like, oh, no, I'm just telling you, because I don't know if everybody knows. Like, it might help you better understand.
Like or something.
Yeah, well, no, there's not that many people who are aware of it. From the people, because it was a while ago when Lauren Southern mattered.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Several years ago, when Lauren Southern really mattered. So any of the, youngsters.
That's a long time ago, yeah, when Lauren Southern mattered.
Yeah.
You know who I saw earlier that I was surprised about?
I did.
Tim Pool had Milo Yiannopoulos on his show recently.
Oh, wow.
Speaking of just like people that don't matter anymore.
Yeah, it's been a while. Looks like he failed to destroy the Republican Party like he wanted.
Oh, yeah, I don't fucking that guy's a joke anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I really liked him early on, but he got so butthurt about, I don't even remember what it was, but he literally said, like, now I want to just absolutely destroy the Republican Party.
He made some, like, extremely inappropriate, like, commentary that was, like... And he also did a lot of shit that was real dodgy with money.
Oh, that's right. He was supposed to do some scholarship.
Yeah, the scholarship thing. Yeah, he never paid out anything on the scholarship, so like all that money. It's like I was just watching a thing about Owen Benjamin earlier, where he took all the money for getting this property that was going to be shared amongst the bears or whatever. They were all going to be able to live there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Beartaria. Yeah.
Beartaria. I don't know that I ever heard of that, or I just completely fucking blanked it in my memory, one or the other. But that was fucking...
Yeah, it was some bullshit.
That was some fucking glorious bullshit.
Yeah. No, it seems like people, there are people that just love to be grifted upon, I guess. Okay, alright, my son's here. I'm gonna mute for just a minute.
Yeah, go for it.
Pretty quick.
Yeah,
What the
that
fuck?
Owen Benjamin shit was fucking hilarious. God damn. And I think they gave him money for more property, too. Oh, who am I kidding? There's nobody listening that needs to hear this. Oh, perfect.
And we're back.
Yeah, he got property, and then he got more money for more property.
This place stinks.
Oh yeah, he had to a couple times. That's right. Because wasn't he? He was like he was in New York, and then he had like a place he got in Washington, and then one in like Idaho or something.
Yeah, Idaho, I think, was the one where it was like the big property grab where he did the money, and then he got more property in Idaho. And it's funny because like a bunch of like the more important bears, because like obviously it's a cult. Like if you watch like what's going on, it's very, very clearly a cult.
Yeah, yeah. Although, did he even let people end up hanging out like you're supposed to? I don't think he did, right?
No, he didn't let anyone in. Yeah, no. He it was like I'm trying to think.
Yeah, because what he was talking about was like, oh yeah, maybe we can do this and have people come out and do this and that, and none of that.
Yeah, it was like what he promised was, I'm trying to remember like specifically. He promised that if civil war broke out or like the world was like in an end world scenario, all the bears would be able to come out and live with them on the property. And I think he also made promises about people being able to come out and like visit and stay there with him.
Yeah, like he almost pitched it like a timeshare.
Yeah, like, but the way he pitched it was that it was going to be everybody's property, which was just blatantly untrue. Because he was purchasing it under his own name. He wasn't purchasing it under like if you were making it like a property, it would be a trust. Like if it was going to be everybody's property, and he wasn't doing that at all. Like not even remotely pretending to, much less actually attempting to. So it was very, very clear that there was never intended to be everybody's property. It was always intended to just be for him. And they still went for it again after that, though. Like, they bought him more property afterwards. And then I guess some of the more important bears, the more, the higher up in that particular cult guys, came and like stayed with him or something, or like moved into that town and bought their own property. So they were trying to create like a community or something. Like it got real fucking weird. You know what I mean? Like.
Oh yeah. I've heard his parasocial stuff or whatever you want to call it is kind of bizarre. Like he had I had heard a story where he had like one of the fucking bears or whatever. Like hang out with him for a week, like help him. Yeah,
a few of the bears got really like in with him. Like he ended up being friends. He had a stalker.
Yeah, well, yeah. What seemed to be kind of fucked up about the one guy that was helping him with all that shit is apparently Owen Benjamin didn't feel it necessary to learn the guy's real name or any of that shit. Like just refer to him as their names.
Oh, yes. Wow, that's fucking dark in its own special way.
Creepy, dude?
That's so fucked up.
Dude. I'm like, wow. Yeah. And for the most part, didn't really interact with him other than him helping with the stream shit. You know what I mean? Like, really just blatantly using him for his fucking know-how.
Oh well, there was apparently bears that did all the stuff for him. Like like there were bears that were doing like running the business and accounting, that kind of stuff. There were bears that were helping him with tech stuff. There were bears that were making like furniture and shit. Like he really milked that cult for every last penny he could get out of it.
Yeah, and again, like even very small streamers that are not making nearly what he must have been pulling in. are generally paying like editors and I don't think he paid any of those.
Yeah, if you're not paying people for what they're doing, and you're on YouTube, like they're doing it for like fame or trade or anything like that, it's really fucking bullshit. Yeah, there's no excuse. If you're making money off of something and you're not paying people for their assisting you and making that money, you're definitely crossing a line there.
Yeah,
there is a lawsuit. There is in fact a lawsuit right now in progress against him in regards for I guess he got some guy under the premise of offering money to do a bunch of shit for him, and the guy did all the stuff, and then he was like, all right, where's my money? And then Owen was like, this bear is a bad bear, and blah blah blah, like fucking like tried to
they're trying to, for insisting that he actually pays him for his work.
Yeah, trying to make him out to be like the bad guy and destroy his like social life. And when you've gotten wrapped that far up in the cult, like he had, it's really detrimental to your mental health and your physical health and everything. Like it really fucks you up when that happens. So he's going after him in regards to that. Plus, it's also defamation.
Yeah. Good. Glad some of the fuckers are getting out. But yeah, it's funny because those guys, like the Revenge of the Sith guys. I know you don't really like them all that much, which is fine. But
he's back with the Revenge of the Sith guys. I saw that on the thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a little weird, but I don't think they're really doing much other than having them back on for that one. But maybe they are. I don't watch them much.
Here's the question: are they doing it because it's fucking funny? Because he's like a lunatic, and they're essentially they're just fucking with him, or is it like a legit like we think this guy's really awesome now?
Yeah, and I don't think it's that.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it seems like something they would do where they're like, well, this guy's fucking entertaining. Why not have him on? It's gonna be hilarious.
Yeah, because I don't think they want any of the fans that Owen would bring.
No, I don't think they would care at all.
Yeah. Yeah, and in fact,
I don't dislike Revenge of the Sith. They're just not somebody that I would go out of my way to listen to. Like, I don't have anything.
Yeah, and honestly, I haven't. Yeah, I haven't watched them much lately. Honestly, well, they went to Rumble for a while, and Rumble fucking sucks. So now I've started watching them again.
That's definitely a problem. If they're on Rumble, I'm definitely not hanging out on Rumble for any fucking reason at all ever. Like, just I'll pass. No.
Yeah, so I had not watched them much lately at all either. But no, there would be because they would. I actually found them through Owen Benjamin because I realized really early on that he was Owen Benjamin was completely full of shit.
Well, you gotta love the there is no moon. Like I checked out when he started going into like the crazy band waves and like just the psychotic behavior and. Talking about how like the moon landing wasn't real, but I didn't realize he went on to be like that there was no moon. He's like, no, there is no moon. Well, it's like, we've gone all the way beyond fucking like psycho.
Oh my god,
dude. The fucking moon is fake. Like hell yeah, we're crazy.
Yeah, so again, for me, like initially I followed Owen Benjamin from when he got canceled for the trans joke or whatever. Kind of just on principle, I follow people like that, right? Anytime somebody tries to cancel, I'm like, just on principle, I'm following this person.
There were a ton of us like that.
Okay. Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah,
I was
but again,
super like, this poor guy got canceled just for being, like against this nonsense.
Right. And then, shortly after that, the moon landing shit started. And I don't really care if he did or does or doesn't believe the moon landing happened. That wasn't really what I cared about. It was the fact that, because I didn't even comment, and I'm like, hey man, like, maybe some people just need time to come around. Like, why are you being so fucking harsh on people who are saying we did land on the moon? And then he started banning people for saying it. And I'm like, okay, mister, I got banned. So yeah, that's exactly when I tuned out. I'm like, okay, the one that got canceled, you're fucking canceling people for just saying, LOL, the moon landing did happen.
It's like you can't ban people for disagreement and then complain about being banned off a platform for disagreeing with people. It's just so fucking dumb.
It was just so fucking hypocritical because again, he got a decent amount of fame off of that cancellation.
Yeah.
And again, the free speech shit because he even did a PragerU thing way back then about free speech and all that. Yep. And then shortly after that, he's banning people in the chat for saying, "Yeah, no, the moon landing happened, LOL or whatever." So I mean, okay, you're full of shit. You're a fucking bullshit.
He just is too crazy. Well, and then at some point, like, I remember there was I don't remember why specifically, but at some point he was telling people to drink, like, fucking turpentine, if I remember correctly. Like, he was legitimately telling people to drink turpentine, and it was like, dude, you've gone beyond, like, regular, like, sort of harebrained cult leader to, like, a fucking menace to society at this point, in my opinion.
Yeah, I forgot how he had phrased it, but it was like, no, not the normal turpentine. It's like this organic turpentine. Or I forget how he phrased it, but whatever it was. Like, no, it's turpentine either way, like, whatever the fuck you're saying. Minute amounts or not, no matter how small the amounts are.
It's still not good for you. It's not a thing you should be telling people to fucking drink. It's not. It's
like, hey, eat these fruit pits that have arsenic and cyanide in them. Eat a bunch of those. It's really healthy.
Yeah. God, that was just so sad. Because it was weird because he really seemed like a normal guy. Like, and I think it was because he was on, like, Joe Rogan. Is where I kind of heard of him.
Right.
And he seemed like such a normal dude. And it was just like, it went so fucking crazy, so sideways, so fast. And I genuinely believe that a fairly good portion of it was fucking Joey Diaz giving him all that massive dose of fucking weed.
I was just gonna say that, dude. That's funny.
Because weed-induced psychosis is real. Man. Like, it does happen. As much as the potheads are like, no, weed can never do anything wrong. No.
Yeah, when it's not concentrated.
He was probably gonna be psychotic either way. That helped him over the fucking edge, and I think Joey is definitely the one that fucking gave it to him.
Yeah, because again, if you're doing it as constantly as Joey Diaz, that's one thing. But yeah, if you're not, you're kind of a casual weed guy and you take that much, the Stars of Death and all that shit.
Dude, how much were the Stars of Death? Were they like fucking 1,000 milligrams or something?
It's crazy.
It was like 1,000 milligrams, and like just for reference, like the standard beginner dose you're supposed to take is 10.
I gotta step off for a second.
Oh yeah, go.
What the fuck? Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
Oh, I didn't want to let him call. I'm gonna go harvest some fucking. Yo.
Hey, I see you're here all by yourself.
Oh, yeah. Mr. Detroit had a very important call suddenly.
Oh.
Needed to go speak to somebody.
Nope, there he is.
We were chatting about Owen Benjamin, which is just like a wacky fucking spiral of nuttiness there. As far as, like, internet sort of crazy people go.
That's kind of what you get.
Hey, Samaj, are you familiar with Letterkenny? The show?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Why didn't you tell us about it? That show's fucking hilarious. I'm kidding, dude. You have to actually answer that question.
Well, first of all, let me ask you.
Yeah, clip
Well,
of the Tripping Ain't Easy.
Well, first of all, is Letterkenny the only thing you've seen, or have you seen Shorzy as well?
I don't believe I've seen Shorzy.
So, in Letterkenny, first season in particular, there's a character named Shorzy. He's a hockey player, fucking hilarious. Says some awful, terrible things, but it's amazing. He has his own show. It's gone on for like 2 seasons or so. The first season's the best season. Shorzy is hands down the absolute best. I love Shorzy. That is hilarious as fuck. It's the same actor who plays what's his name from Letterkenny, the farmer guy. When guys always squinting his eyes. You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I don't know the names well yet. I just found out about it like a week ago. So
for some reason, the only one I remember is Daryl, or Daryl. Yeah, the guy in the jumpsuit.
What is the show you're talking about?
So it's very Canadian.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, go ahead. Tell him. You know more
I was just gonna say it's very Canadian humor. It's very much a. Well, you could pretty much get it. It's a guy who runs a farm in a little town called Letterkenny in like Ontario, Canada, and the people there are fucking weird, but it's hilarious. And then when they're insulting people, it's amazing. It's amazing what they do with. Oh my god! And there's a character there.
Again, Stabby, you can watch it. It's a short, so you can click over and watch it. It's really. I posted it a couple of times, but I don't know if you actually watched it.
I may have watched it. The name just doesn't like stand out to
me. The 2 things I like.
The clip, real quick. The clip that I had posted was the one where the fucking the kind of slacker guy is picking up the chick, and he walks up. He like slings his fucking leather jacket over his shoulder. And basically, shortly after the greetings are through, the guys just dig into him. I just posted it again. The Chirping Ain't Easy. Yeah, it's like a 30-40 second clip. Gives you a pretty good idea. It's very solid insults. But anyways.
Oh, this thing. Yeah. Okay, this was fun.
How are you now?
I remember.
Perfect.
Good news.
Letterkenny is great. I love it. Shorzy, I think, is superior because it's just it's hockey players, and the hockey players are absolutely vicious to each other. And for me, it kind of reminds me of like when I was in high school. My God,
fuck, you got earrings.
My God, everyone in there was so awful.
See the muscle shirt.
You wonder why kids in Canada feel like getting bullied. Of course you are. You talk like this.
One you're currently sporting.
Tall order, Gary.
Oh, that's what I meant to ask you because when I first heard it.
Hey, Katie.
They struck me as like Irish or Scottish or something.
Gentlemen.
So I was like, is that like small town Canada? They're like people like Irish people or Scottish people?
Little bit kind of like that. So like how in America you have like the South, you got like the Southern accents kind of thing. In Canada, it's towards the far east or so, around the corners there. We have people that kind of sound like they're Irish or Scottish. Cause we call them they're Newfoundlanders because they're very much a fisherman community. They sound very much like Irish people. You get them drunk, you can't tell the difference between Irish people and Newfoundlanders. They sound exactly the same. So for work, because like Ontario's like on the edge, they have a lot of fishing villages and stuff like that. So there's a lot of mix in there. It's the same thing in Newfoundland. So you have two different sections that kind of sound similar, and then they often travel from one part of the country to the other for work because they're that's just how it is.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I was wondering about that because I'm like maybe I'm mishearing it, but they sound very like Scots Irish or something.
Yeah.
So, okay, that makes sense.
And Ontario shares a border with Quebec, so there's a little bit of a French thing there as well.
A little bit of the Quebecois.
A little bit of that in there as well, yeah.
So that's like a YouTube series of stuff. There's more than just that one video. I just thought it was like a one-off.
I think it was it wasn't HBO. It was like, was it Crave? I think, or maybe it was like MTV, something like that.
Oh, that was an actual TV show, like an excerpt from a TV show.
Yep.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't make the connection that was an actual show I could find and watch.
And you know the
I just
funny
thought that
thing
was
is,
like a clip of some like a funny little skit kind of thing.
The shorts do make it seem that way, but yeah, no, it was an actual show. 2016 to 2023, I believe, is when it ran.
Yeah, and and there's another season of Shorzy on the works. They might do another Layer Kenny after that, so there's always going to be potentially more because the show is really cheap to make. Also, a little tidbit of information for you. So the show itself is supposed to just be a one-off sitcom, whatever else. The only reason there keeps getting more is because they keep selling merchandise, and that like shirts, T-shirts, scarves, mugs, that kind of stuff. They keep selling merchandise, which funds the next season, which is why they keep getting more and more seasons. Because the show should have been done by now. But what they thought was weird is that the merchandise that they're selling is going overseas to places like the United Kingdom, to Ireland, Scotland, all that kind of stuff. And they thought it's kind of weird because their streaming service is not available in their country, meaning that if someone is pirating it and showing the show off to the people over there, and then those people are buying the merchandise and importing it over to that part of the world.
Dude, that's hilarious.
Yeah, or doing the VPN thing and making it seem like they're in Canada or something.
So,
yeah.
How they're getting it,
shenanigans are afoot.
Like how they're getting it doesn't matter. The fact that they are getting it and buying the merchandise to promote it, it's like, hey, that's even better. But
that is fucking awesome.
What's kind of funny about that is like I'll talk to someone from over there and it says like say, oh, where are you from? Oh, Canada. It's like, oh, give your balls a tug. I'm like, oh, fuck you.
Oh man, you know what's funny about that? If you think about it, is it does demonstrate that people are absolutely willing to support things that they like, but they are not willing to fucking support all like these 1.5 million fucking streaming services that are all dog shit and offer like crappy fucking deals.
Well, it was
It's like they're gonna buy the merch from the show. They want to support the show. I mean, or maybe whether they want to support it or not, they are supporting it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's like, yeah, even when pirates are getting your shit, you can still make plenty of money.
Yep. Well, and it was the same thing with Game of Thrones, because Game of Thrones is supposed to be a one season and done because it was such an expensive thing to make, but people were still buying the DVDs, scanning everything, and so then each DVD sale and merchandise sale, funds the next season. Because you need to understand, like, now that we're doing a subscription model system, that doesn't generate nearly as much money as they tend to think, because often the paywall kind of deters people.
Yeah.
So there's only a handful of people who watch it, but people were pirating Game of Thrones so much that they were seeing it and then purchasing the DVD. So it's like, if like all your subscribers buys the DVDs, okay, then you can generate a certain amount of money. But if you keep selling more and more and more and more, that far succeeds your subscription model. Clearly, you're selling it somewhere.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Which means that sort of tells you that piracy is kind of good. Which, I mean, good luck telling Netflix that, because Netflix hates piracy. They say, yeah, we have to, crack down on all these people sharing their password. It's like, are you kidding me? You just need to market yourself better.
Well, like, what was they had a deal?
Everything.
They had a deal that I was happily paying for, where it was like I paid them a certain monthly amount, and then we were allowed to use it simultaneously on up to like I think it was like 3 or 4 devices at the same time. Like, it was enough that I could pay for it and my family could use it all in one house.
Right.
And it was like, that was, we were more than happy to do that. But they stopped taking my money, so I stopped paying for their shit and started pirating it, because, like, if you're not going to take my money, then I'm not going to,
Right.
Like, how am I can't pay you, but I'm not going to just stop, Although, if you guys haven't seen it yet, there is a movie on Netflix that we watched last night that was fucking hilarious. It was Let's Start a Cult.
Okay.
It's the basis is this guy is in a cult. It's very obvious he's in a cult. This is like all in the first like 5-10 minutes, and it's very clear that he's the asshole in the cult. Nobody fucking likes him. And they end up deciding to transcend without him. In other words, they send him off to go do some shit, and then they all take the poison together. So he comes back and they're all fucking dead. and that's where the movie like really kind of starts. It's very entertaining. Very fucking funny movie. It just gets absolutely fucking crazy. Highly recommend it. I did not think I would be likely to see any current comedies that were actually funny.
A feast.
Just because, like, you know, the fucking wokeness kind of kills comedy really, really badly.
Well, and I think that's kind of the problem that Netflix is facing right now, because, you know, if you were to share passwords and you still make money regardless of the fact that you're not getting money for these subscribers, then that should tell you that, you know, things are going all right. But if people are sharing passwords but you're still not making money, in other words, people aren't buying merchandise like T-shirts, mugs, that kind of stuff, well, then there's something wrong with the product. The reason why Letterkenny is so good is because the show is good, and therefore you sell product. But Netflix is
yeah, you have to have something people want to
yeah.
get the money.
Well, and Netflix probably does have things that people want, but they're not promoting it and putting it on their front page or anything like that. So they're not really,
And
you know,
yeah, they're not monetizing it properly.
Well, they didn't
Yeah.
respond
And
very
the
well to when
virtual
people
self
were
is a
saying,
good
like,
show.
hey, some of the stuff on your stuff is promoting, like, pedophilia, and we're not okay with that. And that was a terrible choice. Because as much as what people want is important, there's also certain lines that people just aren't willing to cross. And, like, that probably lost them, like, a fair amount of people paying right off.
Yeah. I think what Netflix should probably do is probably help fund and promote a series of dark humor stuff similar to like a Deadpool, and just have them just lay into fucking Netflix and actually bring that up, say that kind of shit, and just roast the shit out of the Netflix themselves and just promote it on the platform. Mostly because, yeah, it'll sting because there's a certain level of truth, but then they'll look at that level of self-criticism and probably think, yeah, okay, I guess you can take a punch. It'll probably help their credibility if they
Well,
did.
and it would also sort of be like if they, you know, took down whatever it was. I don't remember what it was. It was some stupid fucking movie or show or documentary or whatever. But
cuties.
it would also be pretty good if they like took that kind of shit off and said, you know, we understand that there's, you know, artistic expression, but this is very clearly a movie meant to sexualize small children. So like we can't, like that's not really an artistic concern that we need to worry about being silenced.
Yeah, that needs to go. It just needs to go. There's no reason for it to be here.
So if they took that down, that would be the biggest first step. And if they were willing to, like, you know, take some fucking heat from it, like some people making fun of them for it, that would be even better. And if they started taking my credit card again, that would definitely help get them more money, because then I would be willing to subscribe. That was entertaining. I don't know if you've ever been on, like, customer service being like, you just stopped taking my credit card, and I don't know why. Like, it's a Visa. Like, don't know why you're not taking Visa anymore. I don't have any, like, outstanding debt or anything. Like, there's no collectors coming after me. There's no unpaid bills or taxes. They just one day were like, oh yeah, we're not taking your money anymore. And then after like 20 minutes of trying to figure out different ways to bill me, they're like, well, you could go out and buy like prepaid gift cards and use those. And I was like, fuck yourself. Just fuck you, dude. That one was nuts. So I'm sure I'm not the only one. So that probably hasn't also helped. Can you imagine telling your customer, like, no, we're not going to take this mainstream form of payment that we take from all these other customers. We expect you to just, you know, go out and buy gift cards.
That's amazing, dude. God damn it, I gotta quit using that word, and it's fucking baffling. There we go. Baffling's pretty good.
It was pretty funny. I thought it was hilarious. I was like, you guys have got to be fucking shitting me right now. This man did not just tell me that.
Let's make it really difficult and involved to take payments from people. Wow.
It was entertaining, but yeah, whatever. Like, that's how it is. Oh, what is the name of that show you guys were talking about? Later Kenny or something?
Letter Kenny, all one word. So letter, like you mail a letter, and then like the name Kenny. Yeah, all one word. And then Shorzy apparently is the other one.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with that one, but if it's even remotely like the other one.
Oh, as soon as you put in letter Kenny, Shorzy also pops up. So
yeah. You want like okay. I love Shorzy, and Shorzy's in both series. It's just that he's kind of like a character that you don't see his face. You always see the back of his head, and he's forever insulting you from distance. And he's got that. He's designed to be purposely annoying in that he has like a high pitched voice. It's like give your balls a time you can tip, fucker. That's the kind of voice that he does, and he's forever fucking other guys' mothers, and apparently it's always pissing people off.
Yeah, what was it? There was another Canadian show I watched that I thought was fairly entertaining. It was like a sitcom was all around like a gas station.
Corner gas.
Yeah, that one was fairly entertaining too.
It was. It
was in an old fashioned style of humor, but yeah.
It's kind of a.
I actually thought Letterkenny was from I thought I saw somewhere that was from the early 2000s, and that's where it kind of like the humor in that seemed. It reminded me of like late 90s type shit. But yeah, I didn't realize until like a couple days ago that it's it started in 2016 to last year. But yeah, definitely fucking hilarious.
Just so you know, like the guy playing the farmer there, I don't know why I can't remember his name, and the guy who plays Shorzy. This whole show started because this guy wanted to be an actor, and he's been in a lot of movies. He was in like Godzilla and all that stuff, but he doesn't play like lead characters. He plays like some military tough guy because he's kind of got that big guy kind of look, and he's in pretty good shape. And he just sort of it's always been like odd characters. He's in there for
like background dressing characters, not quite an extra, but not really worth anything worth mentioning.
Like he's been in Hollywood movies for like I don't know, almost 10 years, and he just cannot get lead work. So he decided to become a producer and just put himself in the lead of all these these shows. I'm like, well, fuck, you're not gonna give me work or put me on a lead. I'll make myself the lead. Fuck you.
No, it's like Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It was like 3 actors that were like looking for the chance to get that big breakout role in a show or something, and they were like, yeah, what if we just make our own fucking show?
Yeah, fuck you, I'll do it myself. And I like that attitude. It's like, yeah, but that I've heard that before, because they said, yeah, you want to be an actor, want to be a lead, just become a producer and make yourself the lead. Like, you know what, I agree with that.
Hey, always better to make your own thing than to be somebody else's stooge.
Exactly.
I remember Rocky back in the day. Like Stallone could have sold the script like fucking many times over and got more money, but he insisted on playing the character,
which was clearly the correct choice. Because I mean, it launched his fucking career.
Absolutely. Yeah, he was betting on himself and fucking cashed in big time, dude.
You know what? That actually, considering what like a lot of his movies were like that's kind of crazy because like I watched Rambo, like the first Rambo movie recently, like a few months ago, but it was like surprisingly deeper than I thought it would be.
Oh, right.
Like, yeah, the later ones was dealing with like having the veterans from Vietnam coming back, and people didn't always want them back, and crazy clashes and shit. Yeah. Oh, did y'all hear about the thing with China?
What happened with China?
So right now NATO is holding a Chinese boat. I believe it's somewhere in Europe because it's suspected of having gone through and intentionally started cutting different cables underwater, like separating. So like cutting the cables that connected like the internet between like Germany and Latvia or something like. Some countries like connect communications cables. So they're holding them right now in while they're investigating and like all these troops are getting mustered and everybody's getting ready for, like, you know, hey, this could go south real fast.
It
Supposedly.
could. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah,
It makes me
international
wonder
incident.
if it's like that's part of the bid to avoid letting Trump take office. Like, oh, we can't let him take office. We're at war.
Yeah. Well,
Like I said, I'm still not believing Trump gets fucking sworn in until it actually happens.
And then Russia has also, in at this point, had increased their whatever their nuclear scale is, like one bump up higher towards like nuclear war kind of stuff. Because
3 seconds midnight.
Yeah, well, because Ukraine started launching missiles from like the U.S. at them. So obviously that's not
the missiles they got from. Okay, the missiles that they got from the U.S. is what you're saying, right?
Yeah. American missiles are being used on Russia, which obviously Russia's like, hey, America, what the fuck? You know?
Didn't they know that already? What the fuck?
No, I don't know. This is all I'm just saying what I heard. I don't know that.
Yeah. Or did they think they were just giving him money and they weren't, like, the U.S. Defense companies weren't selling him to him?
Yeah,
I feel like they should have known. Yeah, that's
I don't know.
crazy.
I don't know what the deal is. I don't know why it's specifically a problem now. I just know that it is, and Russia has taken steps to like raise their alert setting essentially in a way that everybody is a little concerned over.
Gotcha. Okay, maybe they had to wait. Maybe they had to wait until they actually used the American-made missiles before. Like, I'm sure they must have
also, the American-made missiles were being fired on Russians that were in Ukrainian territory. I think this might have been on Russians that were in Russian territory.
Right.
Maybe
yeah,
that
it was
might
definitely
be the case.
not.
I can't say for sure, but that might be why it's supposedly different.
Well, before I forget, I wanted to mention real quick about the Trump thing, because I don't know if you saw one of the recent things that Trump was like visiting something and Elon Musk was there and they were sort of like talking back and forth. But if you look at Trump in the video, that's clearly not Trump. That's a stand-in, and that's a stand-in that's purposely designed to not look like him. And I say that because his face is extra orangey, and you know Trump, because he's kind of older, he's got those the hanging skin underneath his neck.
Yeah.
You know,
the little turkey gobbles, the turkey waddles.
Yeah, this guy had none of that, and he's wearing a "Make America Great Again" hat. And I'm like,
I didn't know that. I didn't see anything about this. That's kind of crazy. I wonder what that's all about.
Well,
Maybe Trump is being smart and being like, you know what? Let's just not be anywhere where they can get a shot off at me before I get into office.
I think so, and I think he's purposely putting out body doubles. They're obviously not him. Like, you look at it, it's like, that's clearly not Trump. It kind of resembles Trump, but not really. And so I think it's done on purpose to throw him off. So, I mean, maybe he's playing 4D chess, because we all know they want him dead so bad. It's almost.
I mean, they've been 3 fucking attempts on his life. Yeah, that's definitely the understatement of the year.
And that's just and those are just what we know of. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's other situations. Yeah, there's probably other ones that we don't know about. And definitely on Elon Musk as well, because I mean, like, he came out on, like, I can't remember what interview you said, but yeah, there was multiple attempts on him and his family. So, I mean, yeah. The one car that he had a driver, and the driver was driving his kid to school, and like someone climbed up on the car and started, trying to break the window down. Like, well,
dude, what the fuck?
That was a while ago. So yeah, Elon was saying, yeah, I mean, they're coming after me, and that was like sometime after he bought Twitter.
Yeah.
So go figure.
Dude, that's scary as fuck, though. If you're sitting in your car and somebody just starts coming and beating on the window for no reason.
You're trying to get your kid? Like, yeah. Have you guys heard of...
Why would you go after somebody's children? What a piece of shit.
Well, because you can't go after the main guy, because the main guy is, like, impossible to get a hold of. So, if you're a crazy kid...
You could also be trying to silence him by doing that, too. You know what I mean? Going after the kids. Not necessarily killing them, but, like, letting them know they can get to them, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be a threat in that manner.
Yeah, it's all stupid. Speaking of like Twitter and all that. Have you guys heard about this? Well, it's not exactly new, but this new social media thing called Blue Sky.
I had not heard about that until recently when I see things about it failing.
Yeah, Don Lemon was leaving Twitter for Blue Sky, and that's the thing I saw.
Yeah, I saw a thing about Rob Reiner leaving Blue Sky saying, "Oh, it's already infected with the evil" or some shit like that. Some fucking overdramatic bullshit.
Well, yeah, but that's Rob Reiner. That's his thing. Twitter. Well, because so Blue Sky was like partially created by like Jack Dorsey after he left. X. He started another social media thing, and then he left sometime after that because it's like it was already spiraling out of control. And so now, like with everything as is, people are freaking out and thinking, "I'm leaving X. I'm going to Blue Sky. I'm already a million times happier." So I made myself a Blue Sky account, and I thought I'd check it out. And it's full of nothing but crybabies. I tell you what, it's like
that sounds awful. It sounds really fucking boring.
Well, it kind of is. So I thought I'd check it out. I follow some of the people that I normally follow, but it's nowhere near as good. It's mostly just pictures of people's pets and complaints about oh shit, phone call. They're back.
Oh man.
Yeah,
who would have thought a left-wing only platform would be full of whiners?
Right. They're like, God damn it! There's nobody here for me to get angry at. Sucks.
That'd be funny if that was the biggest complaint on the platform. There's nobody for us to hate here. What do we do? What do we do? We're so used to doing nothing but hating blindly. What do we do when we can't be racist and sexist?
Damn. That's fucking funny. God damn. But yeah, you need us. Yeah. Although I did think, I was hearing a thing about, somebody was talking about how both the far left and the far right seem to hate Jews. Like for very
like they should
different
get
reasons.
Together and be and like agree and like have a thing.
Yeah, no, it reminded me of way back in the early days of the Daily Show with Jon Stewart. There was a guy that came on and said that he was talking about like Farrakhan, Louis Farrakhan, the fucking Nation of Islam fucking guy, the smiling angry guy.
That guy, the psycho.
Yeah. The very smiley, very fucking angry guy. Yeah, because it was talking about like him saying shit about Jews and the alt-right guys. He's like, yeah, well, it's just nice to see these two groups come together and agree on something. It's like, God damn. Oh shit, my dog.
Finally, they have something they can agree on.
Okay, whoops. Sorry, my dog spit up a little for some reason. What's wrong, Poop? She was okay? Yeah. So yeah, it reminded me of that, and I was like, that's funny. But they're saying it's for different reasons. For leftists, the far leftists, it's more of a class thing, and then for the far right guys, it's more of a race thing. Either way, they're not fans. They're not fans of the Jews. Either way, they're in agreement on that much at least. But horseshoe
that seems
theory,
fair.
huh?
I mean, you gotta have something you can agree on.
Mm-hmm.
Common ground.
Yeah, even if it's not the same reasons, at least it's the same group.
Mm-hmm. And that's what's really important.
Yeah. As long as you can hate the same people, maybe there is some common ground.
Yeah, as long as you can share your spiteful racist ideology.
Yeah, indeed.
Let's see. There was some other shit that was kind of crazy. I liked that golf course. That looked really nice.
Go down. Go up, Bobby. What happened?
Oh, Chicago's mayor is raising property taxes in order to make $300 million more to pay for migrants and stuff
for the
Chicago.
Migrants. Yes. I saw that. I was like, holy fuck,
that's fucking crazy. And then suddenly all the people that actually have property and own things in Chicago are like, wait a fucking second. Like, hold on here, buddy. I was all good with this sanctuary bullshit when it didn't cost me any money. Now that we're having to actually pay for the choices we've made, I'm not sure how I feel about this anymore.
Like a fish toy? Yeah. Although I don't know, where did they think the money was coming from? You know what I mean?
Well, I think they were hoping they could make the federal government pay for it. I think that's primarily what most of these big cities were hoping, was that they could figure out ways to, like, suck the money out of the old federal fucking debt machine kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, Kamala had one. Yeah, I guess. With Biden in charge and Kamala coming in.
Yeah, so now they're looking at, like, oh, Trump's going to just try to deport these people. He's certainly not going to pay for them. And I was thinking, I don't know how it works specifically. But if Republicans are in control of Congress, I think one of the things I'd like to see first, before anything else in this, specifically because of this thing I just heard about from Chicago, I'd love to see some legislation passed that absolutely bans using any money gained from any sort of tax revenue, any government funds of any kind, for anybody who's not legally here in the United States. So anybody who's here pretending to be like a refugee, they don't get any money. Nobody here, nobody who's here other than legal citizens can be, paid for anything, like can get any money from that. Because, like, I know California and New Mexico, I think California and New Mexico both give welfare to illegal aliens.
Wouldn't be, yeah.
But like, that kind of thing it'd be really nice if we could turn off the free money. Because that would save everybody so much fucking money right there. Like, that would be so much better for everybody, because it would cut back a lot of the printing money that doesn't actually have any
anything backing it. The fiat currency, inflation,
just pumping inflation in order to pay for these illegal aliens, which is what we've been doing. That would be beautiful.
Yeah, and it's fucked up because, again, the motivation, well, the two main ones are obviously the expecting those illegal aliens to vote Democrat, and also the cheap labor. Like, that's all they fucking care about.
The votes and cheap labor, keeping the corporate happy.
Indeed.
But I thought I'd pass it on.
It's pretty disgusting.
I don't know if you had a chance to watch the little SpongeBob video, but that was one I thought was hilarious.
No, I saw it, but I didn't. I didn't watch it.
Apparently, the creator of SpongeBob was very much against fast food being marketed with SpongeBob. So people were really, really upset about the crossover thing where the was it Wendy's, or was it Wendy's that did the SpongeBob meal? I forget which company it was, but whatever the company was that did the SpongeBob meal, I think it was Wendy's. However, at one point, this guy was okay with Burger King doing toys in their kids' meal from SpongeBob, just not the food. And so my opinion on that one is, he can go fuck himself. Now he's dead, and all the people that are mad about it can go fuck themselves too, because that's just hypocritical bullshit.
That's a very arbitrary distinction. Like, you're okay with the toys being in them, but not the food being labeled. That's fucking. It seems very
that's just hypocritical bullshit, and I don't give a shit what he felt or thought or said, because he clearly, what he did was different. So
that's ridiculous.
I thought that was funny. I was like, really? You all are mad about that? Because I would just be laughing at that point. I'd be like, all right, fuck it. Who cares? Make as many Wendy's meals as you want. Do whatever kind of advertising you want to do. It's all good, because clearly this guy did not really believe what he was saying.
That guy died? He must not be that old,
the
right?
one who created it, I don't know. Maybe cancer. Never know. Could be cancer, something like that. That kind of thing do be how it goes sometimes.
This is
Heart
true.
attack. Maybe he ate too much fast food.
Fast food.
See what the internet says.
Oh, well, you know the guy that created SpongeBob?
Mm-hmm.
He apparently was really adamant that the SpongeBob never be used to sell fast food. And so people were mad about the Wendy's thing, except he also allowed SpongeBob toys to be sold in Burger King kids meals. So, I mean, he can go fuck himself. He can be a fucking giant hypocrite.
Well, okay, I know what you're talking about. There's a few things with that. One of which being is that he was told because certain merchandise was not made. Remember we were talking earlier about merchandise funds the future seasons. At that time, there was no merchandise because there was something going on with the factories. No merchandise was being made, meaning that there was nothing to fund the next season. And so he was told, you can either do this or SpongeBob is done. Because there is nothing else coming out. He was kind of backed into the corner in that regard. So
Fair
yeah,
enough.
he did
Say
compromise.
if
I
that's what
agree.
you're gonna do, like, hey, you can't really complain about the. It's silly for people to complain about them putting a meal after he's passed away as well, but
there's another reason.
Dead, so it's not like he cares anymore. Like
there's another reason why. Yeah, there's another reason why, and that's because like when he passed away, because he had a few things that he didn't want to be done with SpongeBob and all that. One of which was don't do like what they did with Muppet Babies, like do a prequel show when they're kids in like summer camp or something. He specifically said never do that because, well, for one, like a lot of these relationships were made like while he's at work and all that, or while he knew, because that's part of the show is he gets to meet new people like Sandy and all that kind of stuff. And what did they do? They made a fucking kids show where they're in summer camp, where he met up with all these people. Yeah, where he meets up with all these people that he meets up with in the show. It's like they literally fucking retcon and went exactly against what he said never do. And so, but that wasn't him doing it. As soon as he passed away, they immediately greenlit that show. Like, fuck you, Nickelodeon. But then again, I'm of the opinion like Nickelodeon is a fucking satanic shithole. It should be like fucking nuked from.
Wasn't Nickelodeon and Adult Swim like had a lot of issues where they weren't paying people for what they did?
Yeah, but Adult Swim has a different issue in that a lot of the people that work for them like are often a lot of indie people who don't know how to file paperwork. Because they're just artists who just like to create stuff, and then they're told, yeah, do all this office-related stuff that they didn't know, so they were getting invoices way too late, and then at that point, payroll had already been sent out. So that's kind of on them.
It's different when you just never pay it at all.
Well, okay, you get
paying late is one thing, but there's a lot of people that just haven't ever been paid for what they did.
Yeah,
and that's where the problem lies for me.
I know, but like,
whatever, as long as you're getting paid.
Yes, as long as you're getting paid. But with studios, you have to do things within a certain order, like for funding and all that stuff. You have to. It's like if we pay you, you have to do things in this time frame and that time frame. And for Adult Swim, a lot of these people don't know what they're fucking doing. They're just artists doing artist things, and they don't know how to do office stuff. And a lot of them miss deadlines. They miss when the paperwork's supposed to be filed, and things wouldn't get paid out until the next cycle or next quarter or whatever. I don't know how that fucking shit worked. Adult Swim was mostly like the problem with the artists thing because they're idiots. And like, fair enough, you guys are creating weird shit. Great, but you're all fucking idiots. So I'm not gonna lie. Those artists were fucking nuts. Nickelodeon, on the other hand, is different in that they were better organized, but there was crazier shit going on in the background, like with kids and obvious foot fetish stuff. I mean, there's weird shit going on there. Clearly, there was like other kind of stuff going on behind the scenes, abuses and other kinds of nonsense. It's really not good. People eventually went to jail for that. And then
nobody wants a casting couch that has fucking 12-year-olds on it.
Yeah, exactly. And there was like everything had fucking foot fetish stuff, and it was insane. Yeah. So
my sister used to watch a bunch of those shows, and there'd be like scenes in there where they're like putting weird food on their feet for no reason.
Yep.
Yeah, the Dan Schneider shows were notorious for that because he had a foot fetish and a young child fetish.
A foot was literally like their logo. Like the Nickelodeon title would be, it would be a background with a silhouette of a foot. That was Nickelodeon.
Oh, that's hilarious. You're right. Yeah, it was an orange foot for a while.
Yep. Yeah, it had that shit going on there.
All right, yeah, real quick, the SpongeBob creator guy, he was the latest victim of Gary. He died of the ALS.
Oh, that's a shame. That's too bad.
I'm trying to think. Who was the guy that died of like a
Explains why it
heroin?
was early though.
Was that the guy from Blue's Clues? I think like died of like a heroin overdose.
Steve?
I think so, but maybe I'm looking
I
it up.
don't know. I've heard a lot of things about the Blues Clues guys being like addicted to a lot of drugs, but I've never really genuinely researched that to see if that was like a real thing.
Yeah. Well, the latest thing that's been coming up, which I thought was kind of interesting, going back to the whole Nickelodeon thing, is that they're saying that if you take the Nickelodeon phrase and you if you break it up, it comes off as Latin for like "there is no God." I thought that's an interesting coincidence.
Really? I've never heard that.
Me neither. Well, so I tried to look it up under Latin translations, and I can't find anything. They say this phrase doesn't exist, but if you break it down into like Latin translations into like God does not exist, like if you try to translate that, it comes off as kind of vaguely sounding Nickelodeon. It's like
Nickelodeon is named after like literally a thing where it used to be. You would go into like a place and you would put a nickel in these things and watch these little like cartoons and stuff that were on them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like,
yep.
I don't know how that
sense.
breaks down into Latin for "there is no God." That seems kind of like, sounds almost like the like let's play the music backwards and there's messages from the devil. You know, like.
I think you're right. I think a lot of it sounds like coincidence. Although on the backwards messaging thing, that is a thing, and there were things that were found out on that. But some of that was done for fun. Like Weird Al famously did one where if you take some of his songs and you play it backwards, you can hear Weird Al saying like, "Boy, you have a lot of free time," which I think is hilarious. That's fucking amazing. Tool,
you got a lot of free time.
Yeah, you got a lot of free time. Tool is the weird one because, like, I'm not a fan of Tool's music. I always thought it was kind of creepy and weird. But if you play their stuff backwards, they end up saying they actually have actual like wholesome messages saying like your father loves you. Give your mom a call. She misses you. You know, I thought, wow.
I like Trent Reznor's. Oh no, he's from Nine Inch Nails. I was gonna say the guy that wrote "Hurt" was that wasn't from Tool though, right? That was Trent Reznor.
Yeah, it was 9 Inch Nails. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was just saying. I like that. That's one of my only songs from like a metal band that I really like. I'm not a big fan of metal in general.
No, I like a bit of I like some of Tool's music, but yeah, that guy is pretty obnoxious. He's very obnoxious isn't quite right. Pretentious and obnoxious.
Oh, pretentious as well.
Could be.
That's always very annoying.
A little bit. Well, I know he was on fucking Rogan one time, talking about how he's trying to work to the Fibonacci, Fibonacci sequence, some math shit into his music, and I'm like, all right, dude, fuck you. It just struck me as like fucking trying to be like an intellectual death metal singer or whatever the fuck his music is. I don't know how you label it, but he just seemed a little annoying in that way.
I did see them live in like Lollapalooza in like '97 or '96.
Real quick,
really
this guy did not die. Those were the hoaxes. Apparently started shortly after he left the show back in 2002. So yeah, a bunch of hoaxes about that guy dying.
Oh, okay. Did he get out? Did he get involved in drugs or something? Was that even real, or was that all bullshit too?
I haven't seen that, but he definitely is alive. So we'll see. We'll see what happened.
Yeah, really. Give it time.
I guess the second guy, whoever replaced him, died. Apparently, I think.
Okay.
Died of cardiomegaly. I'm not pronouncing that right, but something with a heart, I would assume. So that one died. That
I never knew. I never really paid much attention to Blue's Clues. It was kind of like not really a show that I was the right age for when it came out.
Yeah, my kids were there, ran around that age. Although, yeah, my son is definitely more into SpongeBob than Blue's Clues.
Oh, did you hear about the kid that made fucking crypto and rug pulled people?
The Australian kid.
Yeah, some fucking little kid did it, and a bunch of people fucking bought his crypto and were like surprised when they didn't
He
get
did
any
it 3
fucking.
times.
Yeah, like
Oh fuck! Like the first one, even the second one, because he called the second one like "I'm sorry" or whatever, and did the rug pull again, and then they still fucking bought it the third time. So yeah, it's kind of hard to any fucking crypto at this point. You're a fucking idiot if you think.
at this point, honestly,
yeah.
you really kind of have to just stay away from that shit. Unless you're the one
Yeah.
making it and pulling the rug out from under the other people, then you make money.
Yeah, that's what I'm
But
saying.
it's only
If
a
you're not
matter
the
of
one
time
that-
before like the SEC and all these other places figure out a way to take that money away from the people making it.
Yeah.
No,
Surprised there's
no,
not legislation already passed against that shit specifically.
because they can't really
For that
do anything.
reason.
They can't really do
Yeah.
anything about it. I mean, the servers that operate the crypto, they have like cryptos all over, like crypto servers all over the world, and that's how they like. You can shut one down, but there's like plenty more. And, you gotta find them all.
No,
And
no,
those
no.
servers-
I'm talking about before they start going after the people that actually make the money off of shorting them.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, again, I don't know if you actually can. I mean, like, it seems like it's kind of like beyond their control at this point. I mean, they'll probably use AI to try and.
Yeah, no, I was just saying, like, it's obviously some kind of scam, but I guess there's no law expressly cover it or something.
Well, it's
Because
like
it seems like a
Oh, I'm just
similar
saying,
to
give it
a-
time, because, like, there's only so many times
Right.
people can get ripped off before the government eventually has to step in and be like, all right, you can't keep stealing people's money.
well, I don't
Yeah,
know if
it's pretty soon, dude. Because Bitcoin seems to be doing well, and I'm afraid they're going to start getting in on that, which does seem inevitable. If they're going to be going after the other coins, they're going to eventually come after Bitcoin and Ethereum too, and regulating that any way they can.
I don't know if they
I don't
can.
know if there's a way to prevent that.
I'm
Maybe
not
there is.
talking
I
about
don't-
regulating
I
the
don't know enough
coin.
about it.
I'm not talking about the coin at all,
Yeah.
really.
No, I get it. Yeah, but I expect them to use that to go after Bitcoin eventually, even if it's not.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure they're
Yeah.
going to try.
But
Yeah,
I think what they're going to try and do is they're going to try and do like what they call a Fed coin, like a federal crypto coin, and they're going to try and move over to a digital form of banking and
Well,
means
that's
so that
a
way.
bad idea. Fiat
Yeah, well,
currency is bad enough. Digital banking would be way worse.
Well, and the reason why they're going to do this because I think they're going to say like there's no way around it. It's like digital is the way to go, crypto is the way to go, but they'll try to regulate so that way the only accepted form of currency is the federal Fed coin currency, and so then they're going to try and regulate machines, and so that way you can only take this much and that much. But I don't see how they can make that work because like. You could easily make a machine that could log into your own personal like banking system, if you will, like or like a cold wallet is what they call it, and you can use that like you
people
would a
have
debit
figured
card.
out ways to like barter and avoid having like all sorts of that stuff for years with all types of currency. So
Yeah,
sooner or later, somebody's always going to find a way around it. Like that's inevitable.
yeah. I think that it is what it is. I think the government's going to try and do what they can, but I don't think it's going to work. I think I think it is inevitable that they're going to lose control of some sort, and they don't like that. But they'll probably like when you get someone like Trump in there, who's probably going to calm everything down. Then maybe we'll go back to the normal fiat currency because he'll calm the market down, which is kind of what it needs at this point. Because
when
people
the
are
day
losing,
he got elected, the fucking stock market went like boom.
Yeah,
A bunch of fucking people were like, "Oh, Trump's been elected. We can start investing in shit now."
Yeah. Trump's not even in office yet. He's already saving the fucking world. So I'm like, yeah. I mean, that's what I like to hear.
Yeah.
Now we just need to get a similar thing happening for like here in Canada. Good Lord, can we please get one in Canada? I want to go gone so badly.
Well, I know the Venezuelans are extremely happy because Trump was talking about getting rid of Maduro, going after Maduro. So that'll be interesting to see if that goes anywhere.
We'll
Because
see
that
how that
could
one
potentially like mean a lot of stuff with oil and a lot of other. Because Venezuela has a lot of natural resources.
Yeah, there's no reason why
having
Venezuela
them as an ally would be a big help.
There's no reason at all Venezuela should be in this state. None whatsoever.
Oh no,
it's
terrible.
horrible.
And they voted Maduro out 3 times now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my buddy that lives over there was talking about it. And one of the things that makes me think that crypto is never going to be... Like, obviously they're not going to regulate crypto, but I think they're going to be able to go after people that use crypto as a method of scamming other people eventually.
Probably.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, they're definitely going to do that. But there's always ways around, because, like, my buddy over in Venezuela, he does not use Venezuelan money. Like, you can't fucking buy anything for Venezuelan money. Like unless you want a wheelbarrow full of fucking paper to go pick up a loaf of bread, like you have to use like other forms of currency to get anything there. Like all his money is primarily in like American dollars.
God damn.
So it's like Germany after World War I, similar situation.
Yeah. Well, any kind of communist thing is going to go like that. And so Germany's always been sort of communist. The social... what is it? The
Yeah, more socialist, I guess, than communist, maybe. But yeah.
Well, socialism is like communist light. It's really the same thing, which is like slightly different rules.
It just doesn't work. Well, there was a crypto convention in Florida, I think it was, and they actually had an entire a giant trash bin filled with Venezuelan money, and it's just you can take as much as you want. It's all useless, anyways.
Yeah.
Because all they do is they just keep printing more money. Because like, the problem is people are poor. We'll just print more money so people have more money to work with, and they think this. Well, because if you have big stacks of cash, you can say, yeah, I'm a fucking baller. Look how much money I have. But the value of it's so low. It's like, who cares how much of it you have?
You know, the fun with that would not be in taking the money. It would be swimming through the money, like Scrooge McDucking with the fucking Venezuelan money pit and the fucking crypto convention.
I bet there are people out there doing that. Speaking on the crypto thing, before I forget, so there's this thing called a cold wallet that you can get that's like linked to your crypto wallet, and you can treat it like a debit card, so you can use it to pay for things with cryptocurrency. There's this one I've been looking at because it's about the size of a card, and because some of them are a bit bigger than that. They're like a thumb drive or something. But this one I was looking at, it's called Tangem, and it's like a little card you can put into your wallet. And I thought this would be kind of cool. And now I should have gotten it a long time ago because the prices just went up. So it was like it was a pack of 3, so in case you lose one, you have others and all that. But at the time, it was like $60. I thought, oh, okay, that's okay. I'll wait. But now I'm looking at it, and like with the Black Friday sale and everything, and the price is $98 now. Like, fuck, I should have just got it.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, usually things go down over time. So I can't fault your logic on that, to be fair. As things become more popular, usually the price goes down because more and more people are making it. And, volume and I think it's stuff like that.
Yeah, and I think it's mostly because it's like I think the value of the Canadian dollar just keeps going down and down and down. So I mean, if you guys were to look it up, it'd probably be about the same. Although I don't know. They're called cold wallets on Amazon. Cold wallet on Amazon.
Now I'm curious. Let me see what that costs.
Yeah. The one I was looking at, it's like these 3 cards. It's called Tangent. It's a pack of 3.
Wallet pack of 3. Crypto $55.92.
That's how much it is for you? Oh, for
trusted cold storage for Bitcoin, Ethereum, NFTs, and more coins. 100% offline hardware wallet. If I did anything with crypto, it might be worth buying, but I don't do any crypto, so I would never.
You probably will. You probably will in the future because that's just the way things are going. Even when Trump does things great, people are not going to trust the banking system after this. So I foresee that crypto will go up in value regardless.
There's a Ballot Real XRP Easiest Crypto Cold Storage card that looks like it comes in a 3-pack for $39.
See, oh my god. See, I'm looking at all the different ones here. Here's 200, 300. I'm not seeing. Oh, here's one for 55. Okay, all right. At least there's something of remote value.
I can't tell if this is a 3-pack. I think that's actually a lie. I think it's one.
Maybe.
I think it just has a picture of 3 to fool people into thinking they're getting 3 for 40 instead of 1 for 40.
Maybe your results might vary. So I mean, who knows? All I know is like I look it up.
There's
and like,
so many of these fucking cards though. Like there's a fuck ton of these options. I genuinely don't understand how you would know which one is like safe to use.
Well, it's a cold wallets in general are relatively safe, but you want to get like I look up reviews and see what people are using because there have been people who've been using.
That's the downside, though. You know what I mean? Like there's so many fake reviews on Amazon. I would if I were going to look for a crypto wallet, I would probably look for something on somewhere else.
I think you should,
just because Amazon's reviews are so often faked.
Well, I don't trust Amazon reviews. Like I'd go on YouTube and look up what people are saying and see which one seems like the best for me.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And that's why I'd look up and I think, okay, this is good or whatever. Some that might come from China, I'd be a little bit more skeptical of. But I think the other thing to keep in mind is like when Trump gets in, he says he's going to do tariffs, so anything that's coming from China will probably go up in value or price. Which last night I stayed up last night to because the Black Friday week is what they call it now. So I thought, okay, I'll if I wait like a little bit longer, I can see what the savings are going to be because I had a bunch of items in my cart and I wanted to see what the price was going to be. And when I refreshed and the sale was finally on, I made a savings of $10. And I thought, fuck this shit. Because then I look at it, it's like virtually none of it was on sale except for like a handful of things. I'm like, oh fuck this. So because when the sales come up, that's when I get stuff I don't normally get. So that way, because I wait for the sales to happen, then I'll buy something new.
Oh yeah, well electronics can get really fucking expensive.
Well, like I have a 3D printer and I like to get like different resins for it, but I don't like to spend extra. Because what if I buy a bottle of something like a clear green resin and I find out I don't actually like it? So if I can get it on sale, then okay, I made a savings and I'll see if I enjoy it. Speaking of which, I like the clear green. It's actually pretty cool. I just don't know what the things I have printed are pretty cool.
Yeah, my brother does a lot of 3D printing stuff. I've never messed with it, but
yeah, it seems like magic to me. I gotta be honest with you.
It's
okay, not really. I'm kidding.
No, it's okay. It's a magical it's a magical new technology. The only problem I have with it is that my printer is too small to print more useful things. I heard that fucking squeak.
No sex toys for Samaj, huh? You need to get a bigger printer for that?
Yeah, probably. Also, I don't recommend printing that kind of stuff because as smooth as it might be and as cool as it might look, they're very dangerous, so don't ever use them for that.
Oh, yeah, I was just kidding. I assume that would be a terrible plan.
Yeah, I know from experience, dude.
Budget sex toys just doesn't seem like a good plan.
It is not. Terrible idea.
Like, I'll take the Walmart version of whatever, the sex toy. That seems like, nah, maybe you're better off paying full price.
Yeah, that's kind of how I see things.
Yeah. I didn't realize Bitcoin was like almost $1,000 at this point. It's like just under $100,000.
Oh yeah, like one Bitcoin is insanely valuable. It's crazy how that has how much money that has made. Because when it first came out, I remember it was free.
Yeah,
you could just like go and like you could sign up to get Bitcoin and you would get like 1 Bitcoin and then you could farm Bitcoin and just make it, and it was like you would make one every like couple of weeks or something.
Yeah. I remember there's a story about the guy that like way back 20 years ago or whatever, when they first started using, you were be able to use it to buy it. He got like a pizza for like 2 Bitcoin, because that's what it was worth then. And
Yeah.
now you're like, holy shit, that's almost $200,000. You know what I mean? Just
Oh yeah, I'm sure there's
like
people.
just 20
There
years
was a
later.
story about a guy who had a bunch of crypto, like Bitcoin and stuff, on a hard drive that accidentally got thrown away, and he's been in like all these lawsuits with the waste management company because they won't let him search the area where
Search
his
for
stuff
it?
was dumped, and it was like, but it was like it's like
Wow.
a couple $1 million
Get out of
worth
there.
of like Bitcoin and stuff. Like it was like $2 million in total value. This is assessed value, if what he says is accurate.
Right. Get the fish toy.
So like he's got financial backers backing his
Oh.
lawsuit against the waste company and shit. It's crazy.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, are people just forgetting their passwords, right? Or their fucking wallet address? Yeah, that
Yeah,
are out like
somewhere
fucking
there's in some landfill there's a fucking hard drive with like I think 1.5 Bitcoin or something on it that I had at one point
Wow.
many years ago.
Yeah, no, I was always kicking
Long
myself.
since
I
been
knew
thrown away.
back then, and always meant to like do something with it, but never got around to it. So yeah, I could have gotten in really early because shit. But yeah, turns out I'm easily distracted.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I suppose if you really wanted, you could start mining it now. Who knows? In 20 years, the little tiny bit that you mine might be worth like thousands and thousands of dollars.
Yeah, this is true. It doesn't seem like it's going to be going down in value, and it does seem to definitely fucking. Dude, it seems like that's really quick though. Like, how much is it worth? Like, fucking. I'm gonna look it up because it doesn't seem like that long ago when it was nowhere near nowhere near $100,000 value. But maybe it was longer ago than I thought.
Well, and the value can fluctuate because a lot of things can happen in a short amount of time.
Let's see over time. All right, yeah, I'm just curious here. Let's see price history. Okay, it started in 09. Okay, got that. One more volunteer training history. God dang. All right, 2010, nothing, obviously. Damn it, this is a very small fucking map. Let's see. About a year and a half later, $26 in mid 2011, mid 2013 or 2013, 123. Went up to 1238 in 2014. Slumped way the fuck down to like fucking $30 or so. It looks like in late 2014, early 2015. Jumped way the fuck up over the next few years. 315 in 2016, 900 in 2017. Looks like it capped out for a while in May 2018 at about 20,000. Dipped back down to about 10,000 early 2019. 2020 went up to about 29,000 or 7,000 to 29. That's a pretty big fucking gap. What the fuck?
Indeed.
Damn it. I'm getting shit popping up on me. Hold on, I get back. And where the fuck did the thing go? All right, man. Something popped up here. Oh, here we go. This. All right. It took less than a month in 2021. Oh no, hold on. Let me go back further. Okay, June 20. No, damn this fucking thing. All right, here we go. 2016 to 2020. I'll just read what it says there. All right, slowly climbed through 2016 to over 900 by the end of the year. 2017 hovered around 1,000 until it broke 2,000 in mid-May 2017 and closed in December at 19,000 and change. So 2018, 2019. Let's see. June 2019 went over 10,000, fell down to 6,600 by mid-December 2019. 2020, COVID, started at 71,000 or 7,100. Sorry, 7,100. In November of what year was that? 2020. 29,000 basically. So that's a good jump. 2021 to 2023. So Bitcoin took less than a month in 2021 to smash its 2020 price record, surpassing 40,000 by January 7th, 2021. Holy fuck. So this was really fucking recent. God damn, dude. By mid-April, over 60,000. Peak, let's see, in 2021, peak 65,000 basically. Summer started going back down to about 30,000 in July. September back up to 53,000, and later closed at about 40,000. November of 2021 went up to 69,000 and stayed right about 65,000. Mid-December went down to 46,000. Okay, I got you. We get it. January and May of 2022, gradual decline, 47,000, all the way down to 29,000 in May of 2022. Closing at 3,000. 2023 opened at 16,530. Holy fuck, man! So like a year and a half ago. Well, I guess almost 2 years. Whatever. It was still relatively low, man. End of the year 2023, even at the end of 2023, is at 42,000. So it's basically since the beginning of 2024, it's got all the way up to almost 100,000 from like 42,000. So there were plenty of, well, I don't have any money now, but there were plenty of times in those years when I could have invested, made or lost a shitload, depending on when I did it. All right, early 2024, breached 60,000 in March, early March. April 19th, halving event. What the fuck? Reducing the reward for a mine block from 6.25 to 3.25. Okay. Modest gain that day, closed at 63,000. That was April 19th, 2024. September 18th, Federal Reserve, first rate cut since blah, blah, blah. Traded, okay, September. Traded around 64,000. What the? Dude, that's fucking nuts. Yeah, obviously very volatile, to say the least. Holy fuck, man.
Well, that's why Bitcoin in general, not that particular one, but just like Bitcoins like in general are so commonly used for rug pulls.
Yeah,
it's because they are super volatile, so it's super easy to get the value to spike really, really high, really, really fast, and then to take all your
so
money.
Actually, it looks like the recent shit is since Trump got elected. That's fucking, wow. Because, it says November 7th, it hit an all-time high of 76,000. Since Trump got elected, so what, 3 weeks ago? It climbed from fucking 77,000, basically, to almost 100,000.
Yeah, that's the benefit of having Trump in office, is that people are more confident in him being in charge and making money on investments and being able to like invest in stuff again, you know.
I assume there's going to be a dip, right? Like I would imagine coming, at least a moderate dip.
Oh yeah.
But still, holy shit! I did not I thought I had to go way further back than that.
To be fair, it could also go up.
Yeah.
No, if the economy gets
definitely much
going
more
real good, then it could definitely go higher.
Yeah, especially after all the fucking crazy inflation and shit. Biden, if they can manage to rein that in, which I assume Trump actually is concerned with doing, like Biden administration, didn't seem to give a shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when he was bragging about it being in 0%, but the way that it's calculated, it's how the inflation rate is at compared to the year before at that time. So it was just the same as it was. The inflation was still high from the year before. It just wasn't any higher or lower. So it was still really high inflation, but he's bragging about it being 0%. That was a while ago. I don't know if anybody remembers that. That might have been a couple years ago, but yeah.
Oh, well, the thing with the left is everything they brag about is stuff that they try to cook the numbers on.
Yeah.
Like, they try to cook the numbers, and then they're like, oh, look at what we did. And it's like, not really. You know, crime isn't really down. Crime is actually up. You just stop making things illegal. And people stopped reporting it because you made it so the police couldn't do anything.
Yeah, they really start. They love bragging about how it's not as high as it was, and they're really like fucking hard. Well, it was a lot more crime back in the '90s.
Yeah.
Bad. Yeah.
And in a lot of cases, it's not true. Even back in the '90s, it was lower crime. It turns out when you don't put people in jail and there are no consequences for things like theft and drug use, people just spin out of fucking control. Weird as that may seem.
Shocking. Yeah, very shocking. Oh, somebody like my Sarah Boone looks like Zorg from the Fifth Element comment. That's nice. Remember the suitcase killer? The suitcase, the one that zipped her fucking tiny Mexican boyfriend in the suitcase.
Yep, I do remember that one. I wish I didn't.
Right. She does look like Zorg, though, right? From the Fifth Element.
Yeah, it's a fair comparison.
Yeah. All right.
I recently just watched that movie again. Actually, it was very, very fun. Still holds up. Still holds up. Still a great movie.
I just wish his other ones were just as good. I miss that. I love the Fifth Element. It's such a fun movie.
Oh yeah.
The other one he did was I don't know if you've heard about it. It was called Valerian City of a Thousand Planets.
Valerian City of a Thousand Planets. No.
Because everyone was saying.
It sounds really fucking familiar, though.
We've talked about it a few times. Because I really.
Well, no, I might have watched it though. I gotta look up a little.
Probably
look at the poster.
Look, I really, really, really wanted to like this movie because, like, I really like The Fifth Element. I wish there'd be more
movies. I did watch that movie. It was okay. It was not a great movie, but it was okay.
Yeah, like it did well in France, but that makes sense. It's based on a very popular sci-fi comic series in France. But like that movie, one, it's kind of progressive and nonsensical in a lot of fucking ways.
Yeah, it was not the best movie I watched. Like I was like, all right, it was okay. I don't mind that I watched it, but I'd certainly never watch it again.
Yeah. Like one of these days, I'll probably watch it again just to say, like, okay, was it as bad as I thought it was? Because like part of me thinks I maybe I overjudged it. Maybe my standards were too high, but nah. And then there was another sci-fi movie. I think it was called Jupiter's Legacy. It was from the Wachowski. And this is when they transitioned to the sisters. So they're now the Wachowski sisters.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about. I don't think it was Jupiter's Legacy, but it was Jupiter something.
Jupiter Ascending or Jupiter Legacy?
Jupiter Ascending. Jupiter Ascending, I think is right.
Well, because
Mila
Jupiter,
Kunis is like the main character.
Yeah, and she's forever getting kidnapped and rescued and kidnapped and rescued, kidnapped and rescued. That's the entire fucking plot of the entire movie. And it's like, oh yes, you're technically the Queen of Earth. Oh, how amazing! I just stopped caring.
That was pretty lame.
I mean, I wanted to like it, but at the same time, like, dude,
the bees were like acknowledging her as the Queen of Earth, and that was how they knew. It was like, that was the dumbest shit I've ever seen. I was like, are you fucking serious? Oh, the bees like her. Okay, then she would just be in charge of the planet.
Yeah, and then the villains were like nonsensical bullshit.
Well, their whole thing was they were somehow able to like dissolve people into life force and just eat the life force to stay alive forever or something,
and stay young forever. Like one guy's like so super old. He sounds like an old man, but he looks like a fucking teenager. And they even got a teenager to play him, and he's supposed to act like an old man, and it fucking shows. Like this kid is trying to act like Mr. Burns, and it just doesn't work.
Yeah, that whole thing was wacky. I didn't like that plot idea. Was just kind of boring. It was kind of dumb.
Like I think and they had Channing Tatum in there, and he had like roller skates that allowed him to fly in midair.
Oh yeah. There was a lot of wacky shit like that. That was definitely.
And one of the henchmen was like a dragon person, and he was wearing like what looked like a Nazi uniform. Like, what the fuck? This is such a weird movie, and it's got such weird
it's definitely
shit.
a strange one.
And then the greatest villain was like the banking system. Like, what does this have to do with the general plot of saving the universe and saving Earth? Nothing. What am I looking at here? They had to put it in there because it was a criticism on capitalism.
Is that what that was? Oh.
Because at this point, the Wachowskis had embraced full progressive ideology, and one of which is like criticism of capitalism and trans. They had to have transgender and all that stuff. Like, none of this makes any fucking sense. It's complete bullshit. They were on some sort of like estrogen nonsense when they were making this movie. I don't know. And
well, there's plenty of things to criticize about everything. Like, fair enough. The problem is a lot of what they're criticizing about, like, the things they're criticizing don't make sense. It's like they're not bad things.
Come on. You done messing around? Let's go.
Or they're just, like, not true. That was another thing that is unfortunately in a lot of the stuff that you see with these groups of people. They're like criticizing this and it's like, but what they're saying is just not true. It's like, it's not.
Like, I'm looking at their Wikipedia right now, and it's like $210 million was the budget, and it made 184. Like, yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Get your waters.
And it was done by like Warner Brothers. Okay, that really makes sense because Warner Brothers has no idea what they're doing.
Yeah, well, Warner Brothers is always questionable.
Yeah, I blame Valerian and Jupiter Ascending for the reason why we didn't get colorful sci-fi movies for like almost a decade.
Really? Wow.
Well, because you have to remember, like when these two movies, because they're bright, they're colorful, they're humorous, they're trying to be kind of like a more positive sci-fi kind of movies, and I get that's what they're going for, but that's not what we got in the end. It was kind of bland and boring. Yeah. And after that, we had nothing but like stale, colorless sci-fi movies that were kind of not the greatest. It was like that, like until like I can't remember when we got Guardians of the Galaxy, but it's like Guardians of the Galaxy was like we finally got colorful, bright, cheerful science fiction again. It took so long because those last two were like the last two cheerful movies, and then after that was just bland. Sci-fi is like it's dark, it's gloomy, it's like supposed to be horrific. Like I get some fun sci-fi.
Yeah, that is a fair point. I do like a fun sci-fi more than I like the dark, gloomy sci-fi.
Or like they try to be realistic, and as such, it's depressing and edgy, and everything has to be put through like a blue filter.
I don't want realistic like fantasy films. You know what I mean? Like that's not why I'm going to see a fantasy film.
You know what always surprised me about science fiction? Like when I was a kid, I wasn't a big fan of black and white anything. It's old. I don't care for it. It's blah, whatever else. But we had a series like in Canada when I was like I don't know 14 or so. We got a series of new channels exclusively designed for various different. So we had like our version of Sci-Fi, our version of Cartoon Network, our version of because they would just do all this stuff. And when that happened, and I get up in the morning and I started watching these new channels, one of which they were airing the original Lost in Space. And so I started watching Lost in Space before I would get up in the before I would head out to go to school. I fucking love that show. I was enthralled. I thought, oh my god, are these people going to survive? Who's this madman controlling a robot and practically holding an entire family hostage in the middle of space? Like, oh, this is fascinating. And then
are you talking about the show, or are you talking about the movie?
No, the show, black and white show.
Oh, okay, yeah. The show was good. No, because there was a Lost in Space movie and it was pretty terrible.
It was. Well, actually, it's because of these, because it was a very much Canadian thing. Because I found out, as I was watching Lost in Space, everyone else in my class was also watching Lost in Space. I thought I was just alone because we didn't talk about it. Turns out we all watched it. We all loved it. And it was a big thing. And then we found out afterwards, of course, there was that new movie came out. And then we found out that it's very much Canadian production. Oh, it was like, and they did say it was because of Canada, because we fucking ate that show up. In fact, they re-aired the show later on that day because it was so popular. So we could see Lost in Space in the morning or in the evening when we get off of school. That's how much we fucking loved this show. I thought I was alone in that, but a whole new generation of Lost in Space fans came out.
Yeah, no, apparently not. Apparently you were in the majority.
Yeah, well, and
I hope you're not too disappointed.
I was very disappointed, but that's okay.
To find out that you were amongst like the crowd and not like the loner.
Well, like we didn't go out and say anything, but at the same time, like it kind of felt good to get acknowledged. It's like, oh yeah, we all like the same thing. Like, okay, cool. I'm not that weirdo.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, you are that weirdo, but that's not how they're gonna figure it out, you
know. Yeah. Well, I mean, interesting shit can happen from a collective enjoyment of things. We get weird stuff,
and
then
Space Diaries or something.
Well, and some things become like in our culture become kind of exclusive, and it's like it's exclusive to Canada. Like, for instance, there was this CGI animated show that was kind of out in America. It was called Reboot. It was like one of the first ever.
Oh yeah. And there was like a bunch of kids, and they would go into like a digital world to save the world, kind of thing. Is that what am I right? I thought it was that was what it was.
No, well, sort of. There were some shows that were like that. There was a remake that kind of did that, but no, the original Reboot is all about adventures within a computer. And what we have is we have different programs like sprites and the binomes, which are like ones and zeros. They're the citizens of the
and the kids would go into this place, and like this big weird digital monster guy would put them in there, right?
No,
like they would transfer digitally over. Are you sure?
No, yeah, that Samurai Cyber Force. That's a different show altogether.
That's not what it was called.
There was also Code like there's Tron. I mean, those are all different shows. In Reboot, they never did that. They talk about the user who uploads games, and there become these game cubes that will come up into the city of Mainframe, and they have to, the people in there have to win the game, otherwise it's like degraded files or something. So too many lost games will cause a system crash, so they can't let the user win games. The users were always like the villains. So you're thinking maybe you're cyber. You're probably combining.
I was thinking of.
Could be. You're probably combining a couple different shows, which is But then there was also another Reboot show or remake that did do that, where humans would go into the world of Mainframe and battle against viruses and stuff.
Oh, then that must be what you're talking about. What I was thinking about, because there was this thing where like. These kids would go into like some sort of platform, and then they would get scanned into like some sort of computer world, and go fight computer virus things and all that kind of shit. And like it was like all like super important, like to save the world kind of stuff.
Yeah, there was a couple of it's kind of like a trope of going in and saving the, but yeah, Reboot was nothing like that. It was like the citizens within a computer living their life, doing what they're designed to do, and then the user would upload games every now and then there'll be viruses. It's all CGI animated, no humans, no nothing, except for the ones that play the games. But you don't see them at all.
So it must have been like the remake of Reboot or something then.
Maybe, but that came out in like 2010. Reboot was in 1995.
Yeah, I didn't watch it when I was a kid. Yeah, no, it was definitely something I saw as an adult. I only saw like a few episodes here and there. Just by random, like, other people watching them, and you see them kind of thing.
Yeah, like, Reboot would come on American television on ABC, and ABC only aired it like a certain amount of times. So not everyone got a chance to see it in America. But it was a big thing in Canada. It was huge over here. So there's a cultural difference in that regard. Although it didn't help that every time Reboot was aired in America, due to standards and practices, which is like their censorship laws in America, every time that they would say that like you're breaking or you're doing this that we don't approve of, the studio would have to pay a fine. So one example being is like you can't depict sexuality in a cartoon, but they're human-like characters and they kind of wear bodysuits, if you will. So like every time a female character be on there and she had boobs, then you would be fine. So what they ended up doing is they kind of made the outfit like a mono boob. So that way it was like it's like the general shape of a boob, but not really. And that's what they would use to try and get past the standards and practices, even though they would still get fined for that. So it's like, whatever fucking matters.
That sounds obnoxious.
It was, because they also had things like you can't have characters jumping through windows because it might tell kids it's okay to jump through a window. So you couldn't do that kind of
if
stuff.
If some kid is dumb enough to jump through a fucking window, then that's that's on them. Who gives a shit, you know?
Well, I mean, you could blame the parents for letting them out like that, but at the same time, it's like, you know, my mom let me and my brother go outside do shit all the time. So
yeah, exactly. It's like.
So at that point, the kid's just dumb.
That's my thought.
Yeah, me too. But you know, there's stories that happen. Like I remember hearing one story about like a kid that actually went down to the sewers because he wanted to see the Ninja Turtles, and then got stuck down there.
Christ.
Stupid kid. Also, what kid is strong enough to lift up a manhole cover? Those things are fucking heavy. I tried as a kid.
That's like solid fucking iron, dude. Yeah.
I ain't getting in there.
Oh yeah, the few times I've seen people lifting those, there's multiple people involved in the lifting. Like it's not one person lifting it up, ever.
Yeah, and so like when I hear that kind of shit, I'm like, is that just made up? Because no way a kid can. I tried as a kid. You ain't picking that thing up.
Nah.
or like I had Ninja Turtle toys and they had like a shield made out of a manhole cover. I look at that and think, how fucking strong are these sons of bitches? You wield it like a shield? Oh god, I don't ever want to meet one of you guys. You kill me.
Good god. That's terrifying.
Oh yeah. I think I still have some of those shield toys in one of my bins, but yeah, no, them turtles, they're fucking scary if they want to be.
Oh yeah, the Ninja Turtles were like originally were fucking like cold-blooded killers, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like they were murdering people left and fucking right.
Yeah, don't want to mess with them.
No,
they're mutants.
You absolutely do not want to fuck with them. No. That's a terrifying prospect.
Yeah, and they're jumping around rooftops. I mean, it's like
little
mini
meeting a Ninja Turtle. No, I'll pass, dude.
They're like little mini Hulks. Like, no, thank you. And then you're gonna give them swords and weapons? Nah, man. They cut a man in half if they wanted to. Anyway, yeah,
in a
cultural
fun way. Absolutely, they should be cutting people in half. I agree.
Well, there's a reason why they cut open like robots and stuff in the cartoon show.
Oh yeah.
Heaven forbid. Heaven forbid they actually fight an actual person.
I like how they named them the Foot Clan. Like I assume they're making. So they call them the Foot Clan. The bad guys in Teenage Mutant Ninja.
Wasn't the Teenage
Mutant
Ninja Turtles like a Nickelodeon
up,
show? Maybe it was like a precursor to the other foot stuff they were going to do.
I didn't think of that. That's a real possibility too. But I assume because it was a comic book originally.
Yeah, I don't.
That's what
I was joking.
He was making fun of the hand. Yeah. No, it's actually not a bad point though.
Actually, I saw the documentary about that because they were making connections to Daredevil, So yeah, it was called the hand in Daredevil, and yeah, they call it the foot. And actually, the creators of the Ninja Turtles, they actually met up with the creator of Daredevil. And they're actually, they actually like each other. But for legal purposes, they have to be separate. But they did make like an offhand remark in that the chemical that hit what's his name, who becomes Daredevil, like the thing that blinded him, fell down into the sewer, and that's what got the turtles. So it's technically the exact same chemical.
So the turtles are Daredevil.
Well, they were created by the same thing that created Daredevil. So yeah, they're linked. That lore wise, they're linked.
Oh, that's kind of cool, man. I dig that. That's kind of a fun little link.
Oh yeah, and like I said, they had the foot and the hand and all that. So, but they never could come to terms to actually collaborate and make it official. Like they had the turtles meet up with Daredevil, but anyway, I have to head off back to gaming. Sure, I thought I'd pop in and defend Canadian culture. So I'll talk to y'all later.
Have fun. Good luck.
I'm trying to look it up because I remember wondering what those comic books are worth nowadays. I remember looking up. There was like an insane amount of the early issues of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like a 7th and 8th printing or some crazy shit like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to look it up. Come on. Fuck. My phone is deciding not to work. Alright.
You didn't need that phone to work anyway, man. What are you talking about?
God damn it. Well, I didn't put the issue number. There's probably a lot by now. Okay, I did not realize it was interacting with my dog. I thought it was, so my apologies for that. Stock, not in stock. That's 2011. That's going. No. Fuck, who printed the original ones?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, the fucking sheet. It was showing like the IDW version.
Yeah, I never really collected a lot of comics when I was younger, so I don't really know a lot of the like publishers and stuff like that.
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah. Definitely a lot of them. Jesus Christ.
Not terribly surprising that there would be a lot of different people involved in that. Comic books is a very lucrative industry.
Indeed. Or at least it used to be.
Oh man, I don't know if I told you this. This chick I work with was trying to tell me that men can't raise babies. Can't take care of babies, and I was like, that's fucking bullshit. Like, that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Yeah, no, women got to take care of the babies. Well, she's Mexican, so I'm guessing like her family was kind of shitty in that respect, and let a bunch of guys get off really easy when it came to like dealing with babies or something. Because like I was like, that's like none of my family have ever had like that thing where like only the woman has to take care of the baby, and they can never be like having to take care of the baby or like change diapers or anything like that. Like that's never been none of the men in my family would ever get away with that.
Yeah.
On either side, like it just doesn't. There's never going to be a chance that would happen. And like when I was in high school, I was getting my little baby sister up and taking her to like daycare. She was like 1 or 2 or something like that. And I had to like, feed her and like get her dressed and fucking like do her hair and all that other crazy shit that you got to do when you got like a little kid to take care of. And I'm like, it wasn't that hard, And there were times on the weekends when I'd have to take care of her when she was a baby too. Like my parents would both be working for whatever reason. And it's like you got to warm up like formula and feed her. And it's like if a high school kid can keep a baby alive and happy, it's not that hard.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I've used it.
Oh, you just cut out on me for a second.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah. But, oh fuck. Do I have it? No, I have it. Okay. But yeah, no, I've used because I had my son since late 6th grade until he turned 18. I was his sole fucking custodian or whatever, single dad. But yeah, I've always used that. I'm like, okay, yeah, no, I understand single mother is like the hardest job on earth or whatever. Being a single father was pretty fucking easy.
Yeah, babies are super simple. Am I misremembering? Because I remember it's like it's time consuming. It does take energy. Mm-hmm. Like you are working, and it is like work. It's not something you like. It's not like
you definitely. Well, very early on, like the 3 or 4 months are insane. Feed them in diapers because they can't move. Like they don't even crawl for, right? Once they start moving, obviously you got to pay attention a lot more because they're gonna fucking be able to crawl places.
But it's like you keep them fed. You keep them like environmentally appropriately dressed, so like either warm or cold depending on like what your temperature is. Make sure that they're not going to freeze or burn essentially. You keep them fed, you keep their diaper changed, you keep them like safe from the environment, and then like the other thing is you just have to interact with them. Like talk to them or sing to them or play with them, and like you don't have to do it constantly, but you do have to like interact with the baby occasionally, or they're gonna get fucking weird.
Yeah,
and it's not hard. It's like it's very easy work to do. It was not at all like it wasn't something that was fun. But then that was like I was taking care of like my little sister and not not my own baby. I assume it's different when it's your own baby.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you feel much more child, certainly.
But I thought that was funny. She was like, no, guys can't take care of babies. I'm like, assholes don't.
Right.
Fucking, men can take care of babies. And also, like, when my mom and my dad were raising me when I was very, very little, when I was a baby, like a toddler age, my mom worked a graveyard shift, so my dad had to be, like, the one taking care of me during the day. So it's like, I mean, it's not that fucking difficult.
Yeah, no, that's why I would always make fun.
Oh man,
fucking hard job.
I felt so bad though because I'm like, I know I just exposed like your dad or your brother or your uncle, fucking John or whatever, for being a lazy bitch. Like,
right.
Like you want it to be
I
true,
just left throwing that back.
Then that family member that's not fucking doing their job seems less like an asshole and more like somebody who's just like doing who's just a normal person. But I'm guessing it must be a cultural thing. It's the only thing I can think of.
Wow, holy shit, dude! I'm sorry. Okay, it's a 9.8. Printing of the $300,000.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I forget how many printings are, but it was like 7 or something crazy. Yeah, obviously they're less and less value, but even the late printings like still retained a pretty goddamn high value. Not 300,000, obviously, but yeah. Yeah, it was fucking nuts. What the fuck is that? Okay. Alright, sorry, that was bugging me. Yeah. Alright, the other ones are like, here's one that says 20,000, 1,900 for an 8.5 grade. I would say the 9.8 is going to be, because 10 doesn't exist. In comics, like, 10 doesn't really exist.
Oh, yeah, there is no, like, actual 10.
Yeah, it's
as far as, like,
insanely
quality.
rare. Yeah, well, yeah, condition, yeah, condition. It's even a brand new comic cannot. It's very rare that a comic that they'll give a 10 grading to any comic book.
So if you had a 10, that would almost be more valuable than some rare comic. Just the fact that you had a 10, because it's so fucking rare to have a 10 of anything.
Yeah, where there's literally no flaws anywhere.
Yeah. That's kind of funny in its own way.
Yeah, and that's been, it wasn't always, like, they were more valuable, but now it's like, holy shit. Like a 9.8, like going from like a 9.6 to like a 9.8, like it's it could be 30, 40, 50% difference. And just that tiny grade difference.
That's nuts.
And it used to be that's sense, but the amount that has become more valuable has gotten insane. And I never cared about that shit. I just wanted the comic. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like
yeah. You're not getting the comics for the fucking value that it might be later on down the road. You just want to fucking read it.
Yeah. Yeah, like I got a copy of X-Men 94. The first regular issue with the new X-Men, like Wolverine, Colossus, and fucking Nightcrawler. Who else? A bunch of them. Yeah. There was a giant. And then right after that, like the X-Men 94 came out, which is the first of the regular ones. But yeah, like there's ones that are worth several $1,000s. But I got one that was beat up to hell for like $25. Like I just want to have it and read it. And I really don't want to fucking worry about accidentally creasing it or something as I'm, you know what I mean? As I'm reading it, so I'd almost prefer.
Oh yeah, you don't want to. Yeah, I totally get that.
Yeah.
Because if it was like one of the special, like super valuable ones, it'd like, reading it and like maybe you get like a tiny little tear on a page or a fucking fingerprint like smudge or something, and like you're like it's fucking worthless now. That would be
even a crease of a page, not even a tear. A tear will fuck it up. Car's value, but even a crease or something.
Well, but I mean, I'm just saying, like when you turn a page, you can actually get like a little tear in the page sometimes. Because I have read some comics, and they're just super tissue thin.
Yeah, back then, especially like recently, it's much better stock nowadays. Like it's actually like glossy paper and fucking insanely.
Oh yeah. Now
then,
I'm sure they're much more better.
Yeah, it was like newspaper quality. Like, you know what I mean? It was a little better than newspaper quality, but not much. Back in the like 80s, 90s, and before that, even before that.
Yeah.
So yeah, nowadays it's definitely, like I said, all that shit is much higher quality. I assume the cost came way down on all that kind of shit over the years.
Yeah. Also, I would imagine people's like expectations rose as well. They're like, this money is worth a lot more now. What you're asking is higher prices because the prices of comics have gone up. And it's like, you're asking for me for more money and you're not improving the value of the comic? No, I'm going to pass.
Yeah. I was like, okay, that's giving you an excuse to charge $5.
Yeah, exactly.
Because, I remember when I first started reading comics, it was right around the time that they went from being about 75 cents a piece to being $1 a piece.
Yeah, and that never goes over well with consumers when you raise the prices on something.
Yeah, that would have been like the late 80s, like 88, when I first got into comics.
Yeah, I think I read comics a little bit in the 90s. Primarily, there was like an Australian comic I was reading where it was like This fucking shadow creature guy who was the hero. I don't remember what it was. It was really weird. It was weird even by like American comic standards.
Right. No mean feet. Yeah. Let's see.
And then I had some. I think they were reprints of Shazam comics. Like I had like the first 3 in the Shazam series, and I'm pretty sure they were not the original, like Shazam prints. Because I mean, how would I have gotten those? I was a little kid. Like, there's no fucking way.
Right, yeah. Yeah. Although I do remember, because I got into it in junior high, eighth grade, I think. I had a friend, a guy, and I was definitely hooked, like immediately. I love X-Men, love Wolf, like a lot of people did. And then like a guy, one of the friends, because I was always in the fucking, advanced accelerated classes or whatever. So one of my fellow nerds actually had the Batman Death in the Family comics, like all of them. There's like 4. It was a 4-issue series. The one where Robin dies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they were super, even back then, like, the value was insane, because they actually killed off Robin. Yeah, I don't know if you're familiar with that, but they actually had, like, a poll. Does Robin die here, or does Joker kill Robin, or does Robin survive? And it was a really close vote, but Robin dying. And
really?
They killed Robin,
so the readers actually got to vote for fucking Robin dying or not? That's crazy.
Yeah,
did not know that. Did not know that. That's nutty.
Yeah,
that's a weird one.
So,
you would
like
not expect that on something from like a big company, because usually they're like, "Fuck you, we do what we want."
Yeah, back then I guess they weren't that bad, or at least not all. I guess.
I mean, clearly they were like willing to
people.
like put the fate of one of their most important characters in the hands of the audience. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I think it was actually a thing where they called a number, it charged you like $2 or something too. I could be wrong
so people were paying like a couple of bucks to try to either keep him alive or kill him?
I think so. Don't quote me on that though. Could be misremembered. But yeah, anyways, I remember talking to it about another kid, because the kid that introduced me to comics wasn't one of the accelerated nerds like myself, in the accelerated classes, but one of the other guys was into it, and he was into Batman, and he had all 4 of them. I'm like, holy shit, can I borrow them? And he brought them in, so I was able to read it. I was like, that's fucking awesome.
Oh, nice.
It was beat to hell, so I didn't mind. Yeah, I felt better about that. The fact that they were not in all that great a condition, so I didn't have to worry about it. Even back then, I was a little concerned with that. So, but yeah, it was pretty fucking nice, dude. Especially back then, I was like fucking over the fucking moon, dude. Like, that's fucking amazing. Yeah.
Man, I think the one that I probably read the most was when I was, 13 or 14. I got a hold of one of the sports, like the swimsuit editions of some sort of comic or whatever. And it was a bunch of like
Sports Illustrated, probably.
It was like a bunch of the female heroes, primarily female heroes, in skimpy, like bathing suits or something.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Like Invisible Woman and like the Scarlet Witch and all those kind of characters. So Marvel.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't remember that.
Yeah, and when I was in a teenager, porn was hard enough to come by. That was like I was like 13 or something. I was like, holy shit, look at that. She's in a bikini, and you'd never see that in the other comics, which I probably just didn't read enough comics to know that you probably could.
Yeah, I was gonna say like but they were definitely full-figured women in very tight clothing by then. Not quite swimsuits, but yeah, definitely showing off the female form.
Oh
sure.
Yeah. There was no shortage of sexy comic drawings of female characters. I just wasn't super.
Not a lot of unattractive. Not a lot of unattractive female characters in those days. They were all really hot, and really curvy.
Yeah, that was when I collected the comic cards. I was super into that for a while.
Oh shit! I just put something the other day. I guess 2 ago. Do you remember Garbage Pail Kids? Were you around for that or not really?
Oh yeah. I was super into them when I was a kid. I had
yeah,
Garbage Pail
too,
Kids.
Man,
I had Garbage Pail Kids, fucking like the cards and stuff, and I may have actually had some of the dolls or action figures. I don't know what you call them.
I don't think did they make I know that. Well, I know they were a spoof of Cabbage Patch Kids, but I didn't think they actually made any dolls.
I thought I had toys of them, but maybe I'm wrong. I mean, that could easily be me misremembering.
Yeah, I don't remember that happening, but it's definitely. Again, I lived in. None of it would have been anywhere near where I live. So.
Yeah, I definitely had the cards though. That I remember, like me and other people doing like the cards. I remember like one of the things we collected was a lot of fucking marbles.
Okay, yep. No, there were definitely dolls. All right. God damn.
Yeah, they weren't quite like action figures, but they were like little doll things. Yeah.
Yeah.
I never did. I still haven't watched the fucking movie.
Oh yeah, and I don't. I had though, but I don't remember it.
I know I never watched the movie. Because every time I would see like the stuff on it, it just looked too dumb. The movie was never very appealing to me. Now I kind of want to watch. I might want to go watch the movie tonight.
Yeah. Doesn't cost anything. Fuck yeah.
Oh, that's what I wanted to remember. The guy in Let's Start a Cult is Stavros. Just did that.
Oh yeah.
Like the big fat guy who's
super
offensive comedic comedy.
Yeah, he's from Cumtown, the Cumtown podcast.
He's the lead.
Adam Friedland.
He's the lead character.
That's fucking. Yeah, I like him a lot, dude. He's a fucking lunatic. Yeah,
and,
it took me a while because his laugh reminded me of Sam. God damn it, what the fuck is his name? The one that fucked over Opie and Anthony and got him fired. Sam. Fuck. Does the show with Jim Norton. God damn it. Sam Roberts. Yeah, so, and that guy's a fucking little weaselly. Fuck, I fucking hate that guy. And Stavros' laugh was very similar. It took me a while to, like, get past that and realize, like, oh, fuck, this guy's hilarious. But yeah, no, he was obviously him and Mullen and the Jew guy. Very funny Cumtown podcast, if nobody's familiar. But yeah, he left it about a year.
I've watched a few episodes of the Cumtown podcast. They're pretty good. To me, my only issue with it was it started to get kind of like really repetitive. Which isn't always a bad thing, right. But like the jokes are kind of one note after a certain point.
Yeah. I've mainly watched the like the one on 5-ish was fucking hilarious. You remember the Orthodox Jew?
I've watched the 5-ish stuff. That shit was hilarious.
That's fucking amazing. What's the other? Oh, them making fun of Tom Myers. Those were great. Because they actually they came up in like the Baltimore D.C. area, right? And like Tom Myers has an insanely delusional opinion of his comedic abilities, which makes it even like ironically funny because he's so not funny.
Is that the guy that did? No, that's not the prank call guy. There was a prank call guy that I remember listening on the radio that was fun. One of the things I listened to on the radio, I think when I actually listened to radio DJs, was Bob and Sherry. And I remember that being a really good radio show, mainly because they would just have random people call in and tell like wacky stories about their lives.
Oh, wow.
And that was always more entertaining than all the other like shock jock kind of stuff. Because like, I'm sure that guy that they did the Cumtown episode on, who was obviously not very funny. That guy was a local DJ everywhere. You know what I mean? Like not just in the Boston area.
Oh, right.
there was that guy in every town, no doubt. And I just remember it being such a shame how fucking entertaining so many radio show hosts were, when you could listen to like these two people who were just having a good time, chatting up like random people from the internet and just saying like, yeah, so what happened at your sister's wedding? You know, your uncle tried to fucking stop it for whatever reason, like just crazy shit that, you know, normal people experience in their like normal everyday lives, or like, you know, like crazy customers that they had, Karen kind of shit.
Yeah.
And it was like, it's so easy to make a radio show that's actually entertaining. Why doesn't everybody do it?
Yeah, it's crazy. Like the like, cause there could be great ones, and horrible, because obviously they're local usually. So obviously each fucking city has their own fucking local people.
Yeah.
The quality could be wildly different.
Yeah,
there was a group in out of Tucson that was fucking was it John Jay and Rich?
Oh yeah.
They would do one of their bits they called War of the Roses, where basically they would get somebody to call in and be like, yeah, I think this guy's cheating on my friend, and basically they would call him up and be like, okay, well, you've won a free dozen roses, like where do you want to send it to? You know, who do you want to send it to and where? Yeah, and like most of the time it was not girlfriend.
It'd be not the girlfriend that you're sending it to, like the fucking the side piece or whatever.
Yeah, like way more often than not, the friend or whatever was actually correct. Yeah, so that was pretty
well,
fucked
the
up.
general rule is, man, if you're in a relationship and you're starting to wonder if so-and-so is cheating on you, it's usually because they are.
Yeah,
and you're just
something
picking up on stuff, because, like, you know, people, contrary to popular belief, are fairly empathic. Like, they definitely understand, like, the unspoken signals that they're getting from other people.
Yeah, you definitely notice when shit's changed.
Yeah, suddenly your girlfriend or your boyfriend or whatever is not wanting to spend as much time for you, like one of the things you definitely is like, if your girlfriend stops doing things for you or getting things for you altogether, like that's definitely a sign right there. Suddenly your significant other has a lot of work, even though there's no real reason for them to have a lot of work. You know, oh yeah, I gotta go to work and do that thing, because, you know, you can't complain if it's work.
You're after something. You hiding something? All right. My dog's acting very suspicious. My grandpuppy is acting very suspicious. I'm watching you. Okay, sorry. I was distracted. Okay. I posted a thing. I haven't watched that specific one. There's the Tom Myers shit. He's pretty entertaining. Again, ironic. Like how unfunny he is and how funny he thinks he is fascinating to me.
Oh yeah,
like he still does the podcast. He does this fucking it's called Politipod, I think, or something like that. But
that's definitely going to be a funny podcast. Politipod, that sounds great.
Oh, he's been doing it for a while. He's a lefty fucking lunatic. So again, nowadays that means, of course, you're probably not going to be that funny, and that holds very true for him. But the whole thing with them is, like I said,
politics is not a laugh fest. You know what I mean? Like right now, it's kind of like not something that a lot of people are like, "Oh, that's hilarious."
Right. Yeah, but it's, the history that's between Nick Mullen and Stavros and them with Tom, pretty fucking funny. Because again, like Tom Myers to this day still thinks like, yeah, Nick Mullen is shit, and fucking none of us really funny or whatever. It's funny because, dude, one of the best ones was Gas Digital Guys had him on, the Legion of Skanks / Gas Digital Guys, which is like Louis J. Gomez, Big J. Okerson. Tim Dillon used to be on it.
Oh, I like Joe Okerson.
Zach and Nico.
I know Big J. Okerson. He's funny. He's a pretty funny guy.
Yeah, so he's part of that crew, and they had Tom Myers on, right? And he had no idea that they like Nick Mullen. They know what fucking funny people, you know what I mean? They know really funny people as opposed to unfunny people. So they had Tom Myers on, and they're fucking with him the whole time, acting like yeah, fuck, you know what I mean? They're acting like they don't like Nick Mullen or something, and just kind of get ironically enough, considering the name, gassing him up about it. And because there's at one point where Tom Myers early on is talking about, none of us in the Baltimore DC comic scene really thought Nick Mullen was anything good. And they're like, whoa, fuck, man. And then Tim Dillon's like, oh yeah, well they must be very confused then by the $10,000 a month they're making on Patreon.
Oh yeah, I would imagine.
Yeah. So yeah, like they're fucking with him the whole time. He never fucking recognized.
Never,
like
never occurs to him that they might be like, wow, that's kind of sad.
Yeah, they're just fucking with him. Yeah, it's amazing though. Like it's fascinating for that reason, that he's so goddamn unfunny, but he's got his own little crew of fellow unfunny comedians from the.
There's always that sort of narcissistic personality thing,
Mm-hmm.
Where
I always find that interesting, dude. That the level of delusion. Fascinating me.
So there was a kid I knew. He wasn't a kid. He was he was a grown ass man, but like he was in his early 20s when I was in my early 30s. So I kind of thought of him as a kid. And he was super, super popular. He knew all these different people and got along with all these different people. But he was super into media, like doing media type stuff. And he got caught up in this group of people that were caught around one of those narcissists who's who's just not very good at what they're doing. Like he was just terrible. He was a terrible writer, and his whole idea was fucking terrible. But he wanted to make this big movie about the fucking what are the 7 deadly sins, and each sin was going to be represented by a character. And it was going to be so funny and all this other shit like sloth and they were constantly trying to find like people to play the parts, and it was very obviously never going to go anywhere. And me and my friend got to go sit in on one of their little meetings over the internet, and it was one of those things where you're like, why are you guys even here? This guy is clearly a talentless hack. Nothing he said sounds even remotely fucking entertaining, even as an idea, much less an actual concept that he's written out. Just because he managed to make this many pages of chicken scratch in one place doesn't mean anything. And I'm sitting there like my buddy at the time, the kid that I knew, was way more fucking talented at coming up with funny shit or good ideas that would be interesting to do. And any given Sunday, he was definitely like more talented in his little fucking finger than this dude. But he was like in his 40s or something, so everybody was like, oh, he's been around and done all that stuff. And me and my other friend were like, this is a fucking joke. We gotta go. We gotta get the fuck out of here. We don't want to get involved in this shit because this is a fucking joke. So yeah, there's those people all over the place. What's surprising is when they find any level of success.
Yeah. Because Tom Myers is still at it. I don't think it's his primary. I don't think it's ever primary source of income.
But I mean, he was an actual radio host for a while and everything. Like he actually managed to get like that position.
Yeah,
that's a reasonably successful level for somebody in that kind of like comedy and stuff. Being a radio host, for
sure. Yeah, especially back in the day, man. Because those were very limited spots.
Yeah.
It's kind of amazing
and in
how
a big
far
city like Boston, for sure.
Yeah. So it's amazing how far your delusion and irrational self-belief can get you.
Yeah. Very surprising.
Yeah. What was I? Yeah. Oh, the other guy they had the Cumtown guys had the guy called. I don't know if I ever talked about him. But he was a fucking another similar psychopath, a little more malevolent than Tom Myers' delusions. But he would do shit like apparently he would do shit like one time he would find out. I think it was Robert Schimmel, or it was a fairly well known comic. Basically, he would find out his schedule and his tour dates when they were announced, and then he would call those clubs and say, "Yeah, I'm his." So I need to get the information because I'm no. He brings an opener with him. I'm his opener for on the road, and he would manage to get gigs that way as the opener for the act, without the actual headliner knowing, with Schimmel knowing about it at all. Right?
Damn.
So he would bullshit his way into these fucking things until Schimmel was finally like, "Why the fuck is this guy opening for me everywhere I go?" So he finally found out what was going on. So he had to fucking stop doing it. So this Dan Ninen, and again, he's such a fucking psychopath that he was like angry at Schimmel for that.
It's like, but you're not
Like,
good at what you
he's
do,
wrong.
and he doesn't want
Yeah.
somebody to fucking come out and sour the
Yeah.
fucking audience, and now he has to go out and fucking turn the audience
Yeah,
around because
especially-
they're not even having a good time; they're having a bad time now. Because
Yeah,
if you're coming out
especially,
and
using
fucking
his
making a
name.
comedy audience unhappy, like the next guy has got a way worse job.
But yeah, invoking Schimmel's name like that just to get gigs, fucking disgusting.
Oh yeah,
Like,
no,
it's a
definitely
fucked
not
up thing
cool.
to do. So yeah, and then dude, Schimmel ended up dying of cancer.
That's unfortunate.
At the point, but yeah, like Ninen apparently, and this is again even especially disgusting. When that happened, was like emailing dude's brother, Schimmel's brother, talking about what a piece of shit his brother was, and he's glad he's dead.
Fuck.
Yeah, dude.
Wow,
That kind
dude.
of shit. Yeah.
That's too fucking
dude.
far, man. That's too fucking far.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking. Again, I find that shit. It's just obviously incredibly disgusting behavior, but like fascinating. Like how do you think that's okay? Like, you know what I mean? He didn't deserve the gigs that he ended up found out, but it holds resentment against the guy against Schimmel for that. Yeah, it's again that level of fucking. God, dude, it's hard to comprehend. Like, I could not believe it when I fucking heard about that shit. Yeah, but yeah, and then like he managed to like get in, I guess with like the corporate type gigs, where they just want somebody safe. That's maybe not particularly good, but whatever.
yeah.
They're not going to be offensive.
Yeah.
So
As
he
long as
keeps-
they're,
yeah.
as long as they're not
Yeah,
gonna
so
get
he
them in
kind
some
of
sort
wormed
of
his way into
legal
that.
issues. They're not gonna have to fucking
Yeah,
make any
so
apologies or fucking smooth anything over.
Yeah, so basically, he all the people that can't stand him because of his shitty behavior in the past or whatever. But like he'll apparently constantly email these people with like how well he's doing. You know what I mean? All that bullshit.
Yeah.
And those people don't really care about him all that much. You know what I mean? But he's such a fucking irritating person that's obsessed with that kind of shit. It's like most people would just be like, okay, they don't like me, fuck them, whatever, and move on with their lives. But he holds grudges like that for fucking years, decades, apparently.
Damn.
Yeah, so that was another one that got in with those guys, and then apparently lied about, like, constantly lying about how, because he had worked in I don't know, some kind of tech shit early on, and like said he was like 20 years younger than he actually was. So he's like, yeah, he's one of the up and coming young tech people, and would never, to this point, I'm not sure he's ever fucking said his actual age, but yeah, would constantly do that kind of shit.
Huh.
Yeah, like I said, it's an amazing. God damn it! I'm really trying not to use that word when I mean something negative, dude. You fucked me up last time by pointing it out. But anyways, fascinating. Nonetheless, somebody that's that fucking horrible of a person. Like, haha, your brother died of cancer. He was a piece of shit.
Yeah,
because
that's
he
not a
made
really
me
good
stop.
joke.
Yeah, yeah, and it's not even being a joke; he's just being mean spirited. And again,
Yeah,
why? Because
that's true.
the
It's not
guy,
really a joke at
the
all.
guy
Yeah,
discovered,
that's a
yeah, the
damn
guy
good
discovered
point.
that he was gaming the system essentially by saying he was his own, wasn't. And that's the thing that he thought was such a horrible thing to do to him when he was doing, doing scam shit to get all these gigs as his opener.
Damn.
Yeah, it's similar to it's to a lesser degree, but like the Rosanna Pansito bitch. Like
Oh,
she wants
speaking
to
of her,
ruin Mr.
I was
Beast.
watching. I went and looking at her channel, and I watched a couple videos for the nostalgia. Cause way back in the day, like I said, she just did like baking videos and like nerdy shit, and it was fun. Um, and I went and watched it, and it was pretty good. It was actually like the old stuff is still like fun, but like the new stuff is fucking unbearable. And
Yeah,
I'm
kind of
fairly
soulless in
certain
comparison.
she's not doing the baking stuff anymore. Because the video I
Yeah,
was
I think she's trying
watching
to switch to a
was like her
podcast.
redoing a bunch of her like the first 4 or 5 cakes she did or whatever, and she went and redid them as like a video for just recently, and I was like, oh, perfect, nostalgia, watch that. And it's like every time something was complicated or whatever, she would do like a little tiny bit, and then it would cut and it'd be
Mm,
done. And it was like
yeah, yeah,
you're not doing any of the work on these anymore. Somebody else is coming in and doing it between takes. I mean, there's
right.
no question because there's no reason to cut all the action of making the actual cake and like doing the decorations that are supposed to be like all fancy on it and shit. And
Hmm.
then the other thing
Yeah,
is her sub count is like 14.6 million. There's no way she didn't buy subs because
yeah, yeah. I was gonna say
there's
that's been alleged.
absolutely no way she has 14.6 million subs
Yeah,
legit because
yeah,
her view
that's been
count
alleged recently.
never even goes over a million. And I'm sorry, if you had 14.5 million subscribers, even your low videos should be getting at least a million views.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's definitely been alleged by more.
Oh, by other
So
people,
that's the
yeah.
other thing that's
There's
fucking
no. I'm
ironic
not
and
at all
funny.
surprised.
Yeah, it's funny because again, she's drawing more attention to shit because of her weird vendetta against Mr. Beast. And again, just a reminder, what did he do that was so horrible that she needs to ruin his fucking life or try to ruin his life? She made it look like he made it look like she finished lower than she thought she did in the
Um,
hide and seek challenge.
no. I think the
She's
hide
like,
and
I
seek
thought it was
challenge thing
second.
was legit. They clearly set it
Yeah,
up
yeah,
to
no,
be a winner thing.
yeah, no, yeah,
Um,
no, I don't, yeah, I don't doubt that, but I just feel like, yeah, I understand why you're mad,
oh yeah,
but is
yeah.
it
But then
like,
she's like, she can't keep his name out of her mouth because I think
yeah,
it
well,
gets
she
her
wants
more
to
views
ruin
on
it.
her channel.
No,
No. I
I
don't
don't
think
know.
she
I think
wants
she
to ruin
also
him.
wants to ruin it.
I
I
think she
think she
just wants
does.
more views on her channel. Like if you look at her views now,
Uh,
like the ones that have the most views on her channel are all videos about that guy, and I think that's why she's
yeah,
doing
she
it.
could just
I
be
think
indifferent.
I'm more cynical than
Yeah,
you.
I
You think
guess.
she
Yeah,
actually
yeah,
has an
yeah. No, I
emotional
get it.
thing? I think she's just trying to make money off his name.
Mhm.
Personally, I think she's
Yeah, I
just
don't
like,
know.
oh hey, look,
I think
all
that's
my
part of
views
it.
are down. I'm getting
I forgot her
200,000 views on
waters.
most of my videos. Oh, but whenever I mention Mr. Beast, it spikes to 600, 700,000. I think it's
Yeah,
totally fucking
yeah. I feel like,
calculated.
yeah, I don't know. I feel like she could be less of a participant though and do that.
Oh
Less
yeah,
of a
yeah.
participant in the attempted
Well,
life
she's also from
ruination.
Hollywood, right? The Hollywood
Oh,
people
I
are.
have no idea. Is she?
She is, yeah. She's a Hollywood person. So there were like
Oh,
three
okay.
YouTubers I watched for a little while. They were all Hollywood people, right? Like one guy that just did games, another girl that just did gaming stuff and vlogging stuff, where she would like
Right.
have a cup of coffee and chat about like her fucking week or something. I don't know why people watch that shit, but they did. They fucking loved it.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
I like the video game stuff, like, and they would do stuff together with like video games occasionally. Rosanna Pansino was the one that did the baking, but she would also play video games with them and other stuff like that. And so it was
Right,
kind of
right.
fun. I watched a lot of video game videos for a very long time, and They were all three Hollywood people. They all three lived in Hollywood. And you have to wonder, like, if the intelligence of being a YouTuber and living in Hollywood is you have to be pretty dumb. Because the cost of living in Hollywood is so fucking high. And they're doing a medium that absolutely does not require them to be anywhere near Hollywood.
Yeah, that's the really strange thing.
And so they were all trying to also be getting stuff that was like mainstream in Hollywood at the same time as doing YouTube. And Rosanna actually got some stuff on TV and like some interviews and stuff like that. So that was a big part of what. So that's why I think so cynically of her, is that I don't think she emotionally is involved at all. I think she literally just wants to make more views. Part of it.
I feel like she could just cover that shit without being actively involved like she is.
I'm sure. You know, like it wouldn't surprise me if maybe there is a little bit of irritation, but like.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that she's primarily going for the views. Yeah,
I think that's the majority of the reason she bothers with any of it, honestly.
But yeah, actually having these people on and just letting them fuck shit that they know is incorrect. Because she's the one that with Dogpack was putting out.
Is she the only one? Is she the only one that has the? What do you call it? The moldy Lunchley or whatever the fuck they call it. I think it's Lunchley, the one that Mr. Beast and all that put out.
She definitely had one of those. Yeah,
she had one,
they were definitely
was she the only one that put out one with mold, or were there other people that put out moldy Lunchley stuff?
I don't know, but from what I've heard, that's not that like that has happened.
Okay, so that's legit. I didn't know if that was legit or if it was like, I was like, if she was the only one, I'd be highly fucking suspicious.
Yeah, although she's the only one that I know that like made a video, because she bought a bunch of them. One of them was, so it's not like all of them were molded. So it could be. I've also heard they use like shitty. Was it you that was talking about them probably using like the shitty glue that can come off really easy and all that shit? Or did I hear that somewhere else?
Probably somewhere else. I didn't know that much about Lunchley.
Okay, so yeah, they're like, it could entirely be possible that that's happening because they're using suboptimal, like, you know, shit that like a glue that can degrade quickly enough to let air get in there and consequently let mold get into it.
Oh yeah.
So
what a surprise! The people making a cash grab with the cheap Lunchables or with the more expensive Lunchables knockoff. God, did you see fucking what's his name do a thing about it? Fucking Papa
Logan
Meat.
Paul.
Papa Meat tried the Lunchley. He was trying to say the Lunchley was better. I was like, you're comparing dog shit to cat shit, my friend. Like, what the fuck do you mean it's better?
Yeah. They're edible. I'll give you that. But like comparing one and claiming, better, yeah, great.
It's like I would never buy either of them. Why are you comparing two pieces of turd to find out which is the shinier turd? I guess just because Lunchleys are popular right now. But I was a little disappointed. I was like, come on, dude, you can do better than this. I get it. It's popular though. Gotta fucking strike while the iron's hot, but.
Yeah, I like Dude a lot. I like Hunt, but I thinking suspicion that he does not have the most refined palate.
Oh, as far as his taste, I don't give a shit. Good. Yeah, I'm not living and dying on whether or not he likes what I like or something like that. Yeah, like, I've seen him turn down things like gravy. He doesn't like gravy. I'm like, who the fuck doesn't like gravy? Jesus Christ.
My son doesn't like gravy. My son's weird, though. He doesn't like any condiments. No ketchup, no mustard.
Weird. Yeah, that's weird,
the only thing is, like, sometimes he likes honey with his fucking nuggets. And that's about
with
it.
His chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
That's
that's fairly common. No, they give out honey with nuggets if you want it. Yeah, it's not that rare, but... It's usually something else. It's usually ketchup or fucking ranch or some shit like that.
Wow, okay. That's a weird one. I never would have thought.
Really? Yeah, no, I remember eating them with honey as a kid. Yeah, I ate nuggets with honey as a kid.
I've never once. That's crazy. Never once
Like I
put
said,
honey
it's
with my
not.
chicken nuggets. I've done honey
Yeah.
mustard, and I've even made like my own
Yeah.
honey mustard.
Right.
You
But
know,
yeah,
and
no,
that
it's
was good.
again, it's not super common, but it's not that rare. Yeah, like I said, I remember doing it as a kid, eating nuggets with honey. Again, there's probably at least 5 or 6 more common ones. Like again, ketchup,
Yeah.
ranch, whatever else.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah,
yeah.
honey's
Ranch is
fairly
probably
common.
like the number one right now for like chicken nuggets and ketchup. Ketchup or ranch, one of the two, I'm sure.
Indeed. Luke, shut up. But yeah, so yeah, like I said, my son, yeah, he's like, yeah, no, I don't like dislike ketchup, but I don't feel like it adds, like it doesn't make any of the food I eat better, so I just don't use it. Yeah, he's very kind of challenged.
No, you know, I mean, you don't like gravy, but like I'm not gonna be
Right.
real
Yeah,
concerned
it's
over
odd.
what some random YouTuber likes versus what I like. Like you like what I like, or you
Yeah,
don't. It doesn't really fucking matter to me.
yeah,
I'm not, like
yeah. I
him
wouldn't have
not
guessed
liking
that
gravy is not going to
from
make me
him.
like gravy less. It's like so it doesn't matter.
Right. Yeah. I am surprised though. Yeah, with the guy his size, not liking gravy is a surprise.
True, but having a very unrefined palate and eating a lot of fucking garbage food makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Um,
Bothering to find out which is better between lunch.
yeah, I've seen a lot of people who try things on YouTube. I think my so far like the guy that I enjoy watching do that kind of shit. It's Tyler Tube, and it's because he's clearly playing a character, and it's like so obviously a character. You know what I mean? Like it's not even
Right.
like it's not even subtle.
Yeah, no
It's just
question.
like he mispronounces some of the most basic words, like to make himself look dumber, and he'll like fucking you like Papa Meat's palate is clearly the palate of like a 3-year-old, but it's believable. You know what I mean? Whereas
Right.
this guy is like the palate of a 3-year-old, and it's not very believable. It's like no one can be
Yeah.
that fucking
He's
picky
obviously
in real
playing an
life.
act. Yeah. Damn it! Switch headsets again. The fuck, man. The fuck.
What? Something gone
Hold
awry?
on. Yeah, let me see. God damn it! Did this not charge? Come on. Fuck. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Okay. All right. It's working.
I can
Yeah,
hear
you're
you.
just connected. All right. Yeah, I thought I
Hear you
didn't
real
charge it.
good, so.
All right. There we go. All right. I'm hoping. Yeah, I was afraid of this. Because I'll switch between one and the other when the battery. I was a little worried that it didn't charge when I switched out a little while ago.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's working for now. Okay, yeah, the other one's charging. Okay. I think I'm all right. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, speaking of all of Rosanna and all that, there's a guy that his channel's called Soggy Cereal. I think I may have posted it, but maybe not. He put out a video that essentially debunked almost every what do you call it, allegation against Mr. Beach made by like Dogpack and Randy Weddle and them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just a few days ago. Calm down. Calm down, poopers. It's actually really good. The only drawback that has come out since then is apparently because he's from like Belgium or somewhere, right? Definitely got a weird accent.
Okay.
It turns out that one of Mr. Beast's employees paid for his plane ticket to come over to America, and he did not disclose that. So that was a little odd, really odd actually. It was a huge fucking mistake, especially because dude, he got access to all kinds of shit, right? He got okay. So Dogpack worked for Mr. Beast for a while, for like 3 weeks before they fired him, right? And apparently, what happened was, like after the first week, I believe, like whoever his manager was ended up going off to do something else, right? And then he just never got assigned a new manager. So for like the next entire week, he didn't bother like alerting anyone to that fact and was just showing up and doing nothing essentially. And then like the third week, it kind of got found out, and by the end of the third week, they fired him. And now Dogpack had put out all kinds of stuff against this guy called named LaCoya Hill, who's like a gay black guy, right? And about how like alleging that he was doing all kinds of sexual harassment, saying shit as involved as he was drugging and raping people.
Oh wow!
Right? Yeah. And again, whatever he was getting was not vetting it, trying to fucking verify it on any fucking level. Because he got, the alleged employees that he had, because a lot of people were throwing him shit after he first, came out with the allegations with Randy Weddle, alleged torture or whatever with a solitary confinement challenge. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so it turns
like
out,
that was one of those
so
interesting ones where it's like I do believe that Weddle guy definitely went through a lot of suffering.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah. Well,
but at the same time, it's like you chose to do that and you took the fucking money.
Yeah, he was being paid $10,000 a day for every day he made.
Yeah, it's like you could have left at any point.
He chose that.
You
and that's
clearly chose not to leave. I don't for a second believe that they made you stay.
Yeah, no, I can certainly imagine them trying to convince him to stay and stick it out. I don't doubt that in the fucking least.
But it was not like they fucking held his balls to the fucking fire. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's not like they were actually holding him against his will or like threatening him or something. I don't believe that.
It was just one of those things where they were like, "We'd really like you to stay. We think it would really make for a good show." Blah blah blah.
Yeah. So I don't doubt it was a rough fucking go. I have no doubt about that whatsoever. The problem is he's on fucking live streams talking about, I'd love to work for Mr. Beast again. Saying that shit legit. And 2 years later, because again, all this shit happened like 2 years ago, right? Or quite a while ago. So for me, Randy Weddle in particular, it seems like someone who thought he was going to get more fame and fortune out of it, and now he's coming out with these allegations to try to get more fame and fortune out of it.
Yeah, or at least get his name out in the media, so more and more people will know who he is, kind of thing. Yeah, that is the thing. I think Mr. Beast is a good person? No. Do I think he's mostly a scam artist? Absolutely. But it doesn't mean that everybody that makes an accusation against him is telling the truth.
Yeah, honestly, it seems like he tried to. It actually does seem like he tried to make things right. Because there's quite a few of Dogpack's claims that were like a 1 minute Google search to debunk.
If you're going into business with Logan Paul, you're a fucking scam artist.
Yeah, no,
at that point, it's just like I can't argue any other way. Like that doesn't mean he's as bad as Logan Paul, but I wouldn't do business with Mr. Beast. That's for sure. If I have an option.
Yeah, he's buddies with Keemstar, who's a scumbag too. So I don't doubt he's perfect. But it does seem like a lot of times, he does try to make right on shit when he doesn't really have to. He didn't have to,
I think he tries to make right on anything that gets enough attention in the media.
Yeah.
If people are paying attention, he'll definitely make right on it. I think there's probably also equally a number of things where he has chosen not to make right on them, despite the fact
Yeah.
that he should have,
Well,
because nobody's
that's the
talking
issue.
about it, so there's no real loss on his part.
That's the issue I have with Dogpack and his fucking nonsense. Is he's putting out a bunch of shit that's easily debunked, and it's drawing attention away from the other shit that Mr. B should really be fucking explaining.
I would like
the whole Chris Tyson thing, Ava Chris Tyson
of accusations. Whatever accusations you're going to make against anybody, I want solid evidence. It's like CoffeeZilla. CoffeeZilla comes out with stuff. He has the fucking documents to back up what he's saying. He has the witness testimony. He has the affidavit. He has the fucking legal evidence to show that what he's saying is true. Or he'll be very clear that he suspects something but does not have proof about it. He may say, I think this is a scam. I can't prove it yet, but I would warn you not to get involved if possible. You know what I mean? Like he's like that guy.
Right.
That I respect.
Yeah, no, he's solid. Yeah.
Anybody who's making accusations against Mr. Beast or anyone else for that matter, it doesn't matter who they're making them against.
Yeah.
I want evidence. I'm so sick and tired of like the constant like, oh well, this guy did this guy did that, and it's just like, well, I'm not taking anyone's word for anything anymore. I think the Me Too movement showed how bad that of a plan that is, because there were like plenty of people who legitimately had issues. Like Harvey Weinstein was a fucking predator, but there were also plenty of people that got hit by the Me Too that didn't do anything wrong. You know, like the guy from Rick and Morty. That guy was like he didn't fucking he was totally innocent of all the accusations that were made against him. And it ruined his fucking career.
Right. Okay. All right. So real quick before I forget, I want to get back to the Dogpack La Jolla Hill thing. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So again, I went over. He ended up working. Got fucked. He sucked. Right.
Yeah.
As an employee, there's a recording of him being fucked by La Jolla Hill, and that was not known until a few days ago when it came out in this video from Soggy Cereal.
Okay.
So it's very obvious because Dogpack's like, no, I'm not just a former employee. I'm just trying to get the truth out there. Well, you should have disclosed that. If you're going to go so hard, again, it's because there's a good chunk of him going specifically after La Jolla Hill. And you didn't think you needed to, and he didn't think you needed to fucking disclose that that's the guy that fucking fired him. Like, that's fucking bullshit, right?
Wow. Yeah, that is, that's extremely relevant.
Yeah. Dude,
and well, isn't he getting sued?
I don't think they're going to bother with it. Maybe a cease and desist.
Maybe it was,
they're saying cease and desist.
Oh, I was thinking the CoffeeZilla thing where CoffeeZilla's getting sued by, like, Logan Paul.
Oh, right. Yeah. No, that happened.
Yeah, and like Logan Paul is definitely going to lose that case because CoffeeZilla is not stupid enough to be like making random accusations without evidence to back it up. So
yeah. When it comes to Dogpack, sue him for what? I mean, monetarily, sue him for what?
I mean, at this point, it would be basically just to fucking get him off the fucking YouTube. You know, essentially just. Be
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's not like Rosanna Pansito probably has plenty of money. Like if he wants to go after. Sense because she might actually
she probably has money.
Yeah, again, even if it's fake, 14 million, you know, she's still probably making a pretty penny on her fucking fake, subscribers.
Getting like 300,000 to 400,000 views a video for your average video, even for your lower videos, you're still getting 300,000 to 400,000.
Yeah, that's still a decent chunk of change.
That's still a pretty good amount of money on YouTube. That's still definitely a living.
Right. Yeah. Oh, okay, real quick. Getting distracted. Okay, so apparently a huge chunk of Dogpack's weeks or 50 employment was involved him trying to get the company to buy him an Apple Pro. Like the VR headset.
What?
Yes. Yeah. Like
The
that's a
Apple
big chunk of
Pro
why
is
he
a
got
piece
fired.
of shit compared to all the other
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
stuff
yeah.
that's out there,
Yeah.
man. And it's not even
Yeah.
really
That's
compatible
what I
with
heard.
anything worthwhile.
Yeah, no, that's what Nick DeOrio was talking about it, because he's like, yeah, I don't want that. I'm gonna wait till the Apple comes out with the next version that might actually be good. He's like, he bought some early version of something else from Apple that fucking sucked. So he's like, yeah, no, I'm not buying that first generation thing, anything from Apple.
Well,
Because it's
right
going
now
to be
the
way
other
behind on the
headsets on the
technology
market
level.
are so far ahead. It's like, why would you even consider Apple when like all the PC stuff is so much further ahead and like so much cheaper and so much easier to work with, just as far as like compatibility and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah, well, there's a huge amount of people that are only buying it for the name on the product, and Apple is definitely a big part of Apple's fucking appeal. Because my friend that works in still works for Verizon. Like people come in, I'm like, yeah, no, I got to get the latest Apple things. Like, yeah, if I don't, like my rich friends are gonna make fun of me, so I'm gonna get this. Like, I'm exaggerating a little, but that's essentially what they're saying. I can't be seen without an Apple iPhone.
That's dumb.
Dude, it's fucking gross. Yeah, I don't understand that mindset whatsoever.
I've never been that guy. Yeah, I've never been that guy except for when I was really little. I had to have the MC Hammer pants when I was in 3rd grade. Absolutely fucking had to have the fucking MC Hammer pants. And I needed those pump shoes. Those shoes where you pump it up.
Yeah,
oh my god, I fucking needed those so much. They were uncomfortable. They were uncomfortable and way too fucking tight. And when you pumped them up, they cut off the circulation in your feet. But dear sweet fucking Jesus, I needed them so much.
Dude, okay, yeah, all right. So the recording of LaCoya Hill firing Dogpack is really amazing because he is begging for them to give him another chance. It's really fucking pathetic. And in fact, it's one thing because like he actually cuts.
Oh, that's sad. Anytime you're getting fired, like the best response to being fired is just say, "Okay, well, I'll get my stuff and I'll be on my way."
Right.
And then when they ask you to sign stuff, be like, "And here's the double middle finger, because I ain't gonna sign none of your shit. What are you gonna do? Fire me, bitch?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Fuck you.
Yeah. You're gonna hand me a big bag of money on that?
Yeah, the only reason they want to make you sign shit when you leave a place that they're firing you for is because they want to fucking make it so you can't sue them, and there's probably a reason you can. So
right.
Just start talking to a lawyer.
Yeah. So it's really fucking.
Yeah, you never try to fucking beg for your job. That's just sad. Like they've already made their decision. They're not gonna be like. Oh, I feel bad now. I guess I won't. No, you're too fucking late.
Yeah. And dude, to break in and interrupt the guy because he. First of all, I'm the CEO of this company. Don't interrupt me. Which it's a little shitty, but I mean, I understand that. Like, how are you cutting me off as starting? He's like, well, you're trying to fire me, and I want you to give me like it's pretty fucking pathetic. Which again, knowing what a piece of shit he is, you just can't feel bad for him even then. But yeah, and then he was trying to claim the whole Apple Vision Pro thing that he was so desperate to get. He was trying to claim like, no, I was trying to save the company money, but I was just going to not get the reimbursement for my gas and that, and just take that instead. So I was going to save the company money. Like that was his claim, and I was like, wow, that's some bullshit. That's fucking amazing. God damn it! Now you really got inside my head. I cannot use that word anymore without fucking with me. Right. But yeah,
Dogpack 404, I worked for Mr. Beast. He's a fraud. Where is the Dogpack 404 getting fired video?
Okay, I'll send it to you. I don't know exactly where it might be steps by now. So I'll find the channel. Here, I'll find it actually before oh shit, we're up to 7 already. The channel's called Soggy Stereo. So yeah, you can keep in mind that he did get the airfare paid for. So that you can take that into account. But a lot of the stuff doesn't really hinge. Not all of it hinges on input from his employees.
The truth about Mr. Beast and Dog Pack?
Is it soggy cereal?
Yeah.
About an hour and a half long, a little under an hour.
Yeah. Just short of an hour and a half.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. That be it. Yeah, let me double check it. But where is it? Yeah, an hour 27 and 34 seconds. All right. So yeah, keep in mind he should have, because he did include that part about him getting Dog Pack getting fired by LaCoya Hill. He should have fucking known he needed to disclose that. So you can keep that in mind. But just keep in mind it doesn't really discount everything, because he does do a pretty good job of debunking a lot of it, independent of Mr. Beast employees. Yeah, and again, a lot of stuff from the employees is like, yeah, kind of mean, yeah, it was. He didn't really get along great with everybody, and essentially.
Well,
saying
some of what he was saying, I think some of what a Dog Pack was saying is probably true, though. I wonder.
Not much of it, though. You watch that video, there's a lot of shit there.
To be fair, I don't watch any of Mr. Beast's shit, so I don't know.
Yeah.
The stuff about the illegal lottery and stuff like that stuff could potentially be true.
Yeah, but even that, it sounds to me like he was, and again, it's a lot of people have brought it up. Like you can't compare. I'm sorry, you've got to take into consideration 19-year-old Mr. Beast just blowing up versus nowadays multi-fucking $1 billion guy, right?
Yeah. I do want to know, does he debunk the accusations about Mr. Beast giving most of the prizes to friends and family friends or something like that? Because that was one of the ones I thought was. He
does a pretty good job. There was one that was won by like a cousin or something. Like he won part of it. I don't remember because there were a few of them that he went over. One of them, one of the very early ones, he did. Mr. Beast did fuck up, but it sounds like he was told or whatever. Like, hey, you got to offer a free option on these, otherwise this shit's illegal. And it sounds like from that point on, he has done that.
So he realized at a certain point, he realized, oh yeah, I can't have a contest that's open to the public and not have a free way to enter. I can't require people to buy things in order to get the prizes.
Right. Yeah. And again, that's pretty well debunked because there's like
it did look like a lot of the stuff that he was pointing that out on was from when he was very early starting out, and he may just not have understood the rules or the laws or and it sounds not like almost all of them wasn't like doing it in a nefarious way, was just doing it because he didn't know that it wasn't okay. And
I think one of them was like during a live stream, he's like, hey, sure, whatever, to certain people that are buying stuff here, and didn't realize do that, and free option for people to potentially win something. So that's pretty. I honestly, I think that's a pretty solid excuse. But I'll watch the video because again, I didn't paid by the Mr. Beast employee. I think he still went in fairly. It probably biased him a little. But I don't think that it debunked everything. But I am actually curious to hear what you think if you watch it. Because I didn't have that mindset.
I'll put it on in the background while I'm gaming at some point. I'll definitely listen to it while I'm gaming.
Yeah, there's so many of the things. Like there was I forget, one of the surgery videos, like eye surgery, giving people a sight or whatever. Dog Pack's like, oh yeah, those people never got paid. I don't think it was the eye surgery one specifically, but it was one of those whatevers. And then like he's like, yeah, I know, they never paid them. And then like it turned out like there was supposed to be a third party company that was actually supposed to pay them, and they didn't. And as soon as like the Mr. Beast people found out about it, they made sure that person got paid. Like it was really quick. And that's why I'm saying, like, I think he kind of does the right thing, even if it's like bad publicity or whatever the reason is. They seem to make good really quickly on this shit. And the one that Dog Pack alleged, Soggy Cereal was like, yeah, it took me like a 30-second Google search to find that out. It turned out like one of the emails just accidentally went into somebody's fucking trash folder, and that was the fucking misunderstanding or the disconnect.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's if you got obviously he's got a very, very large channel. There's a lot of moving parts, a lot of different employees, and they're working hand in hand with various different companies for promotions and to make money on advertising, and various different companies get involved with various different contests. Plus, you have to consider all the laws. Of course, there's going to be mistakes made.
Yeah.
And like you're, and if he legitimately does go back and make up for the mistakes and makes it good on it, then hey, good on him.
Yeah. So it seems like that's the case most of the time. But like I said, the guy, because again, if he knew that Dogpack should have disclosed that Clay Hill was the one that hurt him when he went so fucking hard at him.
Yeah.
So he should have known that he needed to disclose that. I don't know what reasons he gave. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think really the question is like all this stuff that Dogpack is saying is fairly debunked at this point.
Yeah. No, he literally in this video, he literally has.
Yeah, Mr. Beast is suing him. That actually kind of makes Mr. Beast look a lot better.
Yeah.
If you think about it, because like he could very easily be going after this guy and just fucking destroying him. Because if there's evidence to show that all the stuff he's saying is false, oh my God. Mr.
Yeah,
Beast
and that's the thing. There's still shit to go after him about.
And
again, Mr. Beast, I don't think he's as scummy. I don't think he's as scummy as Jake Paul and that, or Logan Paul and them. But I don't doubt that some scummy shit.
I don't like a guy that's going to get in business with Logan Paul just on general principle.
Yeah.
I'm not
saying
Mr. Beast is the same level as Logan Paul, though, for sure.
Yeah, so and
no, definitely not putting him on the same level of bad guy, because it's like the other guy that's involved. I don't even know who that dude is, but I also dislike that he's working with Logan Paul.
Yeah, that seems like a bad. Yeah, especially it's weird. Although I don't know, Logan Paul I guess does appeal to a lot of kids.
It does sound like Mr. Beast has participated in some of the because there was some stuff people were talking about on podcasts and stuff where he might have participated in some of the various different digital coin scam kind of things. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. It does look like he might have participated in some of those, and I think that if that's the case, he should definitely be exposed. And that's why. That's why I'm like, that's why Dogpack. What Dogpack has been doing is so fucked up, because it's drawing attention away from shit. That the legitimate shit that Mr. Beast should be answering for, because he has done some fucked up shit, no doubt. Yeah.
But again, I'm curious because I don't remember. I watched the video.
One of the things.
But I did not have that in my mind. And again, I don't think it influenced him that much. But I also didn't know it going in, so I don't know how much.
The Lunchley thing really bothers me because it's being sold as healthy and it's not. Funny. The calorie counts are substantially lower, and if you actually compare the nutrition between like a Lunchable and the Lunchley, when you consider the same amount of calories, the Lunchley is so much more sugar and sodium than the Lunchable.
Yeah, it's got a fucking Prime drink in it, like of course, like dude, that's fucking nuts.
And so to me, that's really fucking scumbaggy when you're trying to sell something as a healthy item, and it's definitely not a healthy item. Like if they were just selling it as like, hey, we think this is better than Lunchables.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. And even the candy bar shit, like the way he laid it out was pretty fucked up, because he was playing like a serving.
Mr. Beast bars are fucking garbage, dude.
But
they're fucking terrible.
Yes. Okay. The way Dogpack presented it though, the serving size was like twice as high as what the serving size he was going off with for like a Hershey bar.
So I don't know. All I know is that other people, not Dogpack, other people have made the point that if you compare calorie to calorie, the calories in Lunchley are way more sugar and way more salt than you would get from the Lunchable of the same amount. So it's like, but you also have to buy like 2 fucking Lunchleys for 1 Lunchable or something, because it's such a small amount of calories. And it's actually really bad to advertise that as a whole meal, because then like kids aren't getting enough nutrition. Because like kids, if kids are the market, kids need to eat a lot of fucking calories because they need to grow.
Yeah.
So selling them
I don't
like this
understand
really
how you
low
even
calorie
try.
thing that's like, 300 calories for a lunch, that's not enough for a kid.
Yeah.
That's way too small.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, especially with a chocolate bar, why are you trying to make it more healthy? It's a chocolate bar. It's not going to be fucking healthy.
Well, the Mr.
matter
Beast
what.
bars were never supposed to be like the healthy alternative. They were supposed to be a better quality chocolate bar. And they're not.
Oh, was it? Really? Oh, okay.
That was the original advertising. Yeah, that was
right?
what the ones I bought. They were
Okay.
clearly on the label. It was like the better quality chocolate. Da 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 da. And they were definitely not. They were not better quality. They were terrible. I would never ever buy a Mr. Beast bar again. I'm not a particular fan of Hershey's. I'm not a particular fan of Hershey's, but so I wouldn't buy a Hershey's bar either. But like like.
I heard somebody say like Hershey's bars has something in it that tastes like vomit, and I'm that. I like Hershey's. I don't love it. I've had like Belgian chocolate, and
I hadn't had a Hershey's in a very, very long time, and then I recently grabbed a couple of mini Hershey's out of like this little. We have a little drawer of like treats they give the clients occasionally. So I snagged a couple, and we were allowed to grab out of there, so it's not like I'm stealing it or anything.
Yeah.
But, they had some mini Hershey's bars in there. I grabbed a couple of those, and they were so waxy. It was almost like bad chocolate favorite.
Actually,
you know those wax lips you used to get when you were a little kid?
Oh, God.
It was almost like fucking chewing on one of those for a second. Like, it was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, or like those like bottle ones. Fucking liquid in them.
Yeah, like the liquid in the bottles, and then you like drink the liquid, and then you chew the bottle because you're supposed to get like all the flavor out of it, and then spit the wax out.
Yeah, I was trying to think. Yeah, actually, I haven't had Hershey bars in a while.
Yeah,
Really
like it wasn't
Reese's bars.
terrible. It was just like the texture was just not good. You know, it was like, oh, this could have been substantially better.
Yeah, and honestly, even when I eat a Hershey, so it's probably not the best judge.
Yeah, if I'm eating a Hershey's
you know what I mean?
bar, honestly, it's because it's in a s'more.
Yeah.
Like I'm camping, or I decided to treat myself, and I roasted some marshmallows over my little like alcohol stove, and I made it into a s'more with a Hershey's bar. That's the only time I've ever eaten a Hershey's bar.
Melty like wax. So it's good that it's melty like wax, I guess.
Yeah.
God damn.
And it works for that. No complaints for the s'mores. No complaints at all.
Oh yeah. S'mores are great. One of my favorites. I have a tough time stopping when I'm at around a campfire making s'mores, dude.
Oh
Jesus
yeah.
Christ. They're so good. Takes a while.
Yeah, you never have just one s'more.
Yeah, no, I never have just 5. That's my problem.
Oh,
it's gonna be
that's a lot of s'mores, Jesus. Like 2 or 3, is like crazy too much for me. Like I'll have maybe 2, maybe 3, but
yeah, I'm exaggerating a little, but not much. Yeah, I probably do eat 5 or 6 of them though. To be honest. Also,
you know what though? I may only eat like 2 or 3 s'mores, but I will roast a bunch of marshmallows and eat them after that. To be fair, like I really just like the roasted marshmallows more than anything else.
And I guess it is kind of, I guess I do kind of put it out because I take a whole marshmallow already. Because I don't like any of the char shit on it, and I want the inside to be liquefied. So when I fucking smash it down, I make sure. Yeah, I want the inside to be all.
I like a little bit of the char. Like I don't want it. I'm not gonna light my marshmallow on fire, but like I don't mind when part of it gets a little, a little extra crisp.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the golden brown is fine, but I don't want any kind of black char on it. I want it to be nice and.
No, I want a little bit of black char, just a tiny bit though. I don't want to light it on fire to get it. I just want to as I'm roasting it, I want some of it to get just a little darker than it needs to be. One, little spot here and there. Because it's like then that's when you know it's definitely like fully roasted. It's like it's definitely liquid in the middle.
Fuck that can go. Fuck you! Sorry, there was one of those fucking wind scorpions here, dude. Fucking hate these things.
One of those what?
Sorry. Hold on. Okay. Wind scorpion, I guess they're called usually. They're the ones that look like scorpions, like without the tail.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I've never.
Yeah,
Don't think I've ever
that's fucking
come across one of
they-
those.
Yeah, they're here everywhere. They have like two like long. They're actually their feet, or legs or whatever, but they're almost like antenna. So they look like okay, yeah. So it looks like a scorpion. Hold on, I'm gonna fucking find one, dude. I've posted this before, but I'm not surprised you forgot. It's probably been a while. But yeah, basically it's like a scorpion, but like it's like instead of the arms with claws, it's like just the arms without the claws, right? And then it's
Huh.
like if you cut the tail off, it's basically what they look like.
Does not sound
Hold on, I'll find
fun.
it real quick. Yeah, no, I hate them because they're fast as fuck too. They zigzag around and shit. Yeah, I absolutely fucking hate them, dude. All right, yeah, I'll get a picture really quick. I got it here, I think. Yeah, that's a pretty good one. God damn it! I can share you. Share image. My phone fucking sucks. Discord. God damn my fucking okay. Okay, I think I'm posting it now. That's not exactly what they look like here. It looks a lot more like here. I'll find. Let's see what we got. All right, yeah, this one's actually a little better. Because the colors are almost are the ones here where I live are exactly like the scorpions.
Oh, Jesus Christ, that's an ugly fucking bug.
Yeah, here's one that shows the color a little better. Yeah, the color, the way they are here. But yeah, you see what I mean? Like the two front ones are kind of like the claws or the arms of the scorpion that would have claws on them, but they just don't have claws.
Yeah.
And it's like they cut the tail off the back. Fucking another one? Fuck you too. Oh, yeah, I really hate these things. I don't know if I've made that obvious enough.
You squished the husband, now you're squishing the wife.
That one was a lot smaller than the other one. They're not moving very. Oh, I guess it's kind of getting into winter. Get out of there! Don't eat that. That's not good. That's not good for you. Yeah, shit. Oh shit, we're way past, dude. By the way.
I think that probably is good for the dog if he's trying to eat the bugs. Like good protein.
Yeah. Yeah, Bob Rage.
Dogs
Oh,
are
you wanna
omnivores.
fight? Okay.
You're right. Oh yeah, you are. You're right. It's probably time for dinner. I should go see what's going
Yeah,
on.
I think we're like 20 minutes past. So, all right, yeah, for everybody
I
not
got
watching.
texted again, even though.
Yeah. Bye-bye, people. Bye-bye. All the people not listening.
Yeah, all
Would
the
you
people
calm
not
down?
listening. Goodbye.